There we go. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Super Friday. And to be honest with you, happy Technical Issues Friday. I am holding it together here right now with duct tape and chicken wire, but we're going to march forward and we're going to have a show. This is Warren County, Ohio, Court of Common Pleas. Let's see what's going on.
State versus Costa, 25 CR 43236.
How's it going?
You, Mr. Costa?
Yes, ma'am.
Everything on the sheet is correct?
Yep.
All right. Do you reside on Chimney Lane in Kettering?
Yeah, it's an apartment. I don't know if I put it on there.
You did apartment
Okay.
1C?
Yep.
Excellent. All right. Mr. Gibbs, how are we proceeding today?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to enter a plea of not guilty at this time, waive any defect in service of the indictment, as well as the formal reading and the 24-hour rule.
All right. Mr. Costa, do you intend on hiring an attorney, or do you need the court to appoint one for you?
Court appointed, please.
All right. I am going to appoint James Bogan to represent you. So you now have his contact information, and we will let him know he's been appointed on your case, so the two of you can set up a time to speak. What's the state's position on bail?
Your Honor, we attempted to serve him at the address that he just provided the court, and it was returned by the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office that he does not reside at that address. So based on our inability to serve him at his stated address, we would ask the court to put a monetary bail amount in place, or in the alternative to place him on community corrections supervision so that we know where he is. This is an F3 level drug possession case.
Mr. Gibbs?
Yes, Your Honor. We would request that, in alignment with the pretrial report, he be released of his own recognizance. He has minimal criminal convictions, full-time employment, and per the pretrial report, a stable residence within Warren County.
Based upon the information before me, I'm going to issue an OR bond in this case. Release Mr. Costa today under the supervision of Warren County Community Corrections on electronically monitored house arrest with standard privileges, including employment, if any. Can have medical appointments, court appearances, treatment appointments, otherwise to remain at home, and then not to change his address without prior court approval, and we will also do random drug testing. So, Mr. Costa, once they can verify your address, you will be released, but you have to provide that information to to community corrections. They'll be over to talk to you.
I have mail sent to that address. Would that work?
So they can go through the terms of what you have to comply with, okay?
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. And then we will get this set for a pretrial conference with Judge Teep as soon as possible. Anything further from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Anything further from defense?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Sorry, all right, excellent. Thank you. Taylor Maines, please. So State versus Maines, 25 CR 43141. You're Miss Maines?
Yes, ma'am.
Everything on the sheet is correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You're residing on State Route 132 in Goshen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How are we proceeding today, Mr. Gibbs?
Yes, Your Honor. Going to be entering a plea of not guilty at this time, waive any defect in service of the indictment, as well as the formal reading and 24-hour rule.
All right, excellent. Ms. Maines, do you intend on hiring counsel, or do you need the court to appoint one for you?
I need an attorney.
We're going to appoint Tim McKenna to represent you. So you now have his contact information. We will let him know he's been appointed on the case so the two of you can speak. Let's see. My notes indicate bond was revoked November 24th, 2025. Ms. Nicholson, is that the state's position?
That is my understanding, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Gibbs, is that your knowledge as well?
Yes, Your Honor. That is what we have.
All right. So, Ms. Maines, I am without the authority to issue a bond in this case because it was revoked by Judge Teep. So we will get it set for a pretrial conference as soon as possible, and then Judge Teep will be able to address bond. Okay. Anything further from the state?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything further from defense?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, we're good to go. Thank you, ma'am. Final cases. State versus Javier Reyes, 26 CR 43327. We already have a warrant on indictment. State versus Mikkel Sorrell, 26 CR 43332, already a warrant on indictment. And State versus Brad Miller, 26 CR 43325, we already have a warrant on indictment. And that is the arraignment docket for today. Roll over and hit the stop button, please.
May I approach?
All right, good morning once again, everybody. Happy Super Friday. I need you all to be on the lookout and let me know if there's any problems with the show this morning, if anything's not coming through right, because I'm having tech issues galore over here, but I'm determined to march forward one way or another. And Kaz, good morning. We haven't seen you on the morning show in a long time, and it's so good to have you back, my friend. We've missed you. Let's go to Michigan. 44th District Court Magistrate. Let's see what's going on.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hi, how are you, sir? We don't have anyone ready, so if you want to leave the Zoom and we'll call you. We have a lot in custody, and I don't know when they'll be ready, but we don't have any walk-ins. I don't have any inclination if and when they'll be ready, and Magistrate Chisholm's doing my docket this afternoon. So we'll call you if we need you.
Okay, I'll be around. How you
Okay,
doing,
thank
Michael?
you so much, sir.
I
Okay,
always
Mr.
love when I have the poo pie here. We love him as magistrate. He's the best poo pie in the whole biz.
I know he is. We rely on Mr. Angott for a lot of things. We're very appreciative of him and his talents at this court.
So
Well,
I hold my hand out, Mr. Angok, and humbly bow and tell you almost my entire April's open.
Judge, and I'm going to hook that up right now. Judge, I'm a big fan of Michael, so, I appreciate that. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks
Thank
for
you.
letting us run smoothly this morning. Okay, Mr. Steinberg, are we ready with
Yes,
the 901
Terrell
gentleman?
Davis.
Is he still in
He
the
needs
breakout
to be
room?
helped back in because he's in the courthouse. He needs you to close out his breakout room. I couldn't bring him. You didn't make me a co-host, so I didn't have the ability to bring him back in. There he is. I see him now.
One moment, please. Mr. Davis, could you start your video if you know how to do that, please?
Haley, I'll be right back.
There he is. Okay.
I like talking to you too. Just a minute.
Okay, are we ready to proceed, Mr. Steinberg?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yes.
call.
Sorry to say
okay.
yeah. Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm gonna call the case, please. Are we ready, Madam Clerk? Thank you. 260070. This is the case of the City of Berkeley versus Mr. Terrell Davis. Your appearances, please. That means tell me your name.
Ready, Your Honor. Michael Steinberg, P43481 on behalf of Mr. Davis. We consent to being on Zoom. Mr. Davis, state your name, please.
Terrell Davis.
Good morning,
Your
sir.
Honor.
Thank you for appearing today and for coming to the courthouse and being early. The court really appreciates all those courtesies. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Steinberg.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. I have advised him of the nature of the offense to a satisfaction, waived the reading therein. In addition, I went over his constitutional rights and to a satisfaction, waived their reading. I think I consented to being on Zoom. I chatted his phone number to the 44th District Court clerk.
Did you get it, Madam Clerk?
Number ends in 4762.
1 second, please. All right, Madam Clerk is looking that up. Is the phone number on Bringard in Detroit a good address, sir?
I was going to say yes. The address is correct.
Okay, we did receive the phone number.
Is
Okay,
that your
thank you.
preference? I chatted to the clerk rather than you?
Whatever way is fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are waiving the formal reading. What's the plea?
He answers a plea of not guilty at this time.
Okay. Defendant pleads not guilty. A not guilty plea shall enter. We've confirmed we have his address and his phone number. Assigned counsel, yes or no?
He does need counsel, Your Honor.
Okay, the request for assigned counsel is granted. Counsel shall be assigned for this gentleman. Are we Operation Drive candidate perhaps?
Absolutely.
Okay, I will note that for the file. What do you have to say about bond and bond conditions?
Your Honor, I was like you, I was impressed that he got himself up to the courthouse. He was early. He is looking forward to the assistance of Operation Drive and getting his license back. It's a bit overwhelming in what he owes right now, and I know the program will help him immensely. Based on that, I ask you for a personal bond.
Okay, let me just look real quickly.
Wow, Ashley, 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much.
You on probation?
Everybody in the community, please thank Ashley. Ashley has been around pretty much since the beginning. She is a tremendous friend, a tremendous supporter for this channel, and let her know you appreciate her, because I sure do. Thanks, Ashley.
Macomb County Circuit Court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, are you currently on that status?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have, is that reporting or non-reporting?
Reported once a month.
Okay. I don't know if he qualifies for a personal bond. Do you have a comment on that, Mr.
I do,
Steinberg?
Your Honor. I mean, what offense is it that he has that I don't have access to the lien?
There was something out of 24 out of,
I'm sorry, you cut out, Magistrate. What did you say?
1 second, please. In 2023, out of 16th Circuit, there was a jail sentence and probation. And that was felonies for felony, motor vehicle, unlawful driving away. And then in 24 and 36, he was bound over to 3rd Circuit. And in 25, he has out of the 16th Circuit, 1 second, attempted felony burglary. There's a few parallel things going on.
Understood, Your Honor. If you don't feel that he qualifies for bond, I'd ask for a very nominal bond. Again, he is going to get his license restored, although the fleeing and looting may affect his ability to get his license. They typically suspend for at least a year on the fleeing and looting.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about yourself, Mr. Davis. Where do you work? How long have you been living? What are your ties to the community? What are we doing to have a better track in life?
I'm moving forward with my life and my past. I'm putting my past behind me. I've been doing plumbing, and I'm also trying.
You're learning a trade, the plumbing trade.
Yes, already.
I'm sorry, I just missed what you said because you were speaking fast. So I was trying to understand what you were saying. So just speak a little bit slower, please.
So I've been doing plumbing.
Okay.
I'm trying to get into Ford Motors right now. I'm waiting on my application to submit my application.
Okay. And how long have you lived at Bringard Drive in Detroit?
For almost a year.
Okay. And do you live alone or does somebody else live there with you?
Siblings.
Okay. How many siblings do you have?
My sister and my twin brother.
Okay. And are you only
And my
on
son.
oh, you have a son.
Yeah.
Okay. And are you only on reporting probation out of one court, or are there different courts?
I'm out of probation out of Macomb.
Is that the only thing that's not tied up yet?
Uh, I'm out on bond right now.
Okay, out of what court?
A federal court.
Okay. You got a lot going on. This is a lot
Yeah,
too.
I'm trying to keep. I'm trying to keep up. And
Let's try to get on a better track here.
that's what I'm trying. I'm hoping I can get in. I'm hoping I can get my license back with you guys.
Okay. Well, do you currently work? Do you have steady employment?
Yes.
Like, how do you get paid? What do you get paid?
Under the table with my family. It's a family owned business.
Okay. And do you pay child support for your son through a court order, or do you
No.
just
No. I'm a full-time dad. I got my son.
Okay, so you have your son. That's
Yes.
very commendable. And how old is your son?
He's 13.
Okay, so he goes to school, right?
Yes, just dropped him up. I mean,
Do you have a lot about do you feel a lot of responsibility to be a good role model for your son?
yes, I do.
Okay, so we have to make better choices going forward.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any financial ability to post any type of financial bond today?
I have like $200 on me.
Okay, and what were you planning to do with that $200? Is that food money, rent money? What is that? Spending money?
No, this is not spending money. This is, yeah.
Okay, the court is posting $500 cash bond, cash surety 10% bond. So you have to post $50. Are you able to do that today, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. With the following conditions, okay? You have to personally appear like you did today. You're always welcome to come to the courthouse, or you can do it by Zoom. You have to abide by any judgment, enter in this case, surrender to serve any sentence imposed. You are not to leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court. Do not commit any crime while released. That means you cannot drive without a valid license, okay? Or permit.
Okay.
Which if you go in Operation Drive, no promise, no guarantee, because I don't know the reasons why you don't have a license, but we try to work with you. The goal of that program is to get you legally on the road so you and I don't have to meet, okay?
Okay.
You have to immediately notify the court in writing of any change of address or telephone number. And I'm going to reduce the bond to, no, I'll keep it at 500. 500, cash surety 10%. So you have to stop at the counter and pay $50. Okay. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And we'll set this matter for a pretrial. You will have assigned counsel, and the notice to appear will be sent to the Green Guard address.
Okay.
And it will be by Zoom. You have Judge Meineke. He started the program, so he really likes to help people. So this is bad luck in one way, but good luck in another, like a bad break and a good break. So let's hope that the program will work for you. Okay. And you will have assigned counsel for that. Mr. Steinberg, is there anything further requested or required of the court on behalf
No,
of
ma'am.
Mr. Davis? Okay, Mr. Davis, this concludes your arraignment. You will waive the formal reading. I have your address and your phone. You pled not guilty, and not guilty plea. You'll be in Operation Drive. You have 500. You post $50 at the counter before you leave for your bond, and we're going to set this matter for a pretrial. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I have faith in you. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
All right. Take care of that son of yours. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Speaking of Operation Drive and Judge Meineke, let's walk across the hall and say good morning to him.
I have not seen Mr. Pearson on Zoom. I did see an iPhone listed earlier without a name, but I do not see Mr. Pearson. We did speak yesterday. He was fully aware of this morning.
His basically the purpose of today was his behavior was so outrageous to probation that it caused me concern that my decision to delete the tether provision was erroneous. That in order to secure his appearance and make sure that he followed all bond conditions, that the tether needed to be put back into place. But I wanted to have a conversation with him first. Maybe there was an explanation. Maybe there's something that would it's certainly not justified, but at least offer some context for why he would be so disorderly, disruptive, disrespectful. It was. And obviously we had a new police contact on December 10th for an old crime, but I think he was arrested on December 10th. Is that right, Ms. Tracy?
Oh, yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
For the record, Your Honor, I do believe that does predate this case, and it's my understanding that was dismissed this past week at some level.
So, I mean, that's where I'm at. I wanted to give him a chance today to explain himself because he didn't show up today so far that we've seen. I guess I'm a little reluctant to given the quick turnaround time to issue a bench warrant, but what I am planning on doing today is to indicate that he needs to get the tether back on within 72 hours. And that will give you the time to communicate it with him and for him to get that back on. And that way I could guarantee, Ms. Tracy, did you actually get enough to do a PSI or no?
I was, Your Honor, yes.
Okay, so we can continue with the sentencing date of March 3rd?
Yes.
So, Mr. Ballard, that's the one sort of grace that I'll offer him is knowing that the turnaround time is so quick. I won't issue a bench warrant for today, despite the fact that you've talked to him. But I will require, although I guess I would hear any arguments from you on this, Mr. Ballard, I will require that he have the tether put back in place within 72 hours so that I can secure his appearance for that March 3rd date.
Your Honor, without my client's presence, it's tough to mount an adequate argument. I was not aware of his conduct towards the probation department. My understanding was this dealt with the incident out of Ypsilanti. I was prepared to discuss that. But again, I can't speak intelligently about what may or may not have taken place with probation, and I have no reason to doubt the court or the probation department's representation. I just did not have a conversation with Mr. Pearson in regards to that. I would appreciate the court's grace in regards to this, not issuing the bench warrant, and I will make every effort today to communicate to Mr. Pearson his need to return for the tether. My one concern, I guess, Your Honor, while we're discussing, and I don't know the hours, how this would work, but given today and then the weekend through even Monday, which is a holiday.
The holiday, you're right. So here's what we'll do. I will order that the tether be back in place by February 17th.
Very good.
And that will give him through Tuesday. And then, Mr. Ballard, what you can do is after you have a conversation with him, if he wishes to, or if you wish to have the court review its decision to reinstate. We have, Fridays available for hearing between now and that sentencing date. So he'll keep it on, but at the same point in time, if you have a conversation with him and there's some reflection that takes place about the nature of the conduct, because frankly, it was so shocking that the court felt rather foolish in having granted him the grace to not have a tether, because it was very clear to me that there was a complete lack of a desire to cooperate, and lack of respect for any of the employees at the court. It makes me wonder whether I should be worried about his desire and intention to appear at future court dates. And so that's why the court, knowing the standard in which the court is to consider when reviewing bond, one of those standards is showing up for court, and that behavior brought that into a high alert status for me. But like I said, he's got to have it back on the 17th. Whether he has to have it back on for the entirety of the time between now and March 3rd, who knows, Mr. Ballard? You might be able to have a conversation with him and get us back together on Zoom sometime in the next few Fridays. Okay.
Very good.
All right. Thank you very much for making time this morning. I know it was very short notice, and I'm very grateful for that. And I do hope that you can help Mr. Pearson figure this out.
We will make every effort, Your Honor. Thank you for the court's grace.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I'll keep an eye there and see when he might rack up another contestant. Good morning once again, everybody. Happy Super Friday, TCF Live. Good to have you here. I've got probably about 2/3 of my tech issues here sorted. We're soldiering on, fixing problems one at a time. Let's march back across the hall back to the magistrate.
Can you say that one more time?
Can you tell me your name, please? I don't. Who are you?
Martez Brown.
Okay, I don't see you on my docket for today. Can you tell me on what type of matter you're appearing?
I was supposed to appear at 9 a.m. to this court for I got a arrest warrant from last week. They just, uttering and publishing.
Okay. And it says for 9:01?
9 a.m.
For today.
Yeah, look, I could, if I'm possible, to flip my camera.
Okay, my clerk just stepped up. I'm going to look up your case.
2/13/2026.
Okay, one moment, please. Does it say which judge?
1 second.
Is it for an arraignment or is it for a pretrial?
I'm not sure. It says Judge Derek W. McKinney and Judge Andrew W.
Oh, it does. Okay, wait, let me see the document again in front of you. What's the highlighted thing at the top? Is it something highlighted in Judge Meineke?
No, no, ma'am.
Okay, 1 second. Oh, Andrew, Judge K. So you might be supposed to be in Judge K's courtroom. 1 second. Well, the gentleman who joined the Zoom, can you tell me who you are, sir?
Shannon.
Shannon, correct? 946. Okay, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with attorney Michael Steinberg, who will be assisting you this morning for any I mean, we're very early, but can you take that now, Mr.
You want
Simon?
me to go to room 1? Is that it? That's, yep.
Why don't you go to room 2? Because it's easier for me to manipulate, please.
Okay,
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Broom, I'm still gonna look up where you're supposed to be, okay?
Thank you.
Does it say if it's on your notice, like what it is? Like a pre-trial or?
This is my first court appearance, so
It is? It
a
seems
trial
like that
case.
should be an arraignment. Okay,
Yeah,
let me look it up. I'll be right back.
Thank you.
All right, friends, bear with me through this pause just a moment. It is a quiet, slower day in Courtlandia, as often happens on a Friday morning, but I'm trying to get a couple other things racked up, so just hang tight here for a second. A couple of other courts have just come online, so I want to see what else I can get us, so hang tight. Okay, good to go. Now let's go to Lansing, Michigan. We'll say good morning to Judge Tony Flores.
I think it was Miss Wilson.
Miss Wilson? All right. Are you ready on Mr. Blackwell, Miss Fortuna?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So we're on the record in docket 25-01378. That's People of the State of Michigan versus Ethan Blackwell. Appearances for the record, Ms. Fortuna Gill.
Haley Fortuna Gill on behalf of the people.
Mr. Kaplan.
Thank you, Your Honor. Jeffrey Kaplan, P74943, on behalf of the defendant who's standing to my right.
And sir, you are Ethan Blackwell, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a preliminary examination today. Ms. Fortuna Gill, how we proceed?
Your Honor, at this time, I will defer to Mr. Kaplan.
Mr. Kaplan.
Thank you, Your Honor. The offer in this case is for my client to plead guilty to an attempted resisting and obstructing, which I don't know if she would amend that or it would be an amended count.
It would be an amended count 1?
Yes, it would be an amended count 1.
All right. So you may proceed, Mr. Kaplan.
So I'm just double checking the other. Yeah, the other charge and the habituals, of course, would be dismissed. The habituals don't apply to the misdemeanor. I've spoken to my client. He would like to avail himself of that and take the deal.
All right, so it would be an amended count 1 of attempted RNO, count 2, and the habitual offender would be dismissed.
That is correct, Your Honor. And the PAC code should be the same, just with the A.
With the A. So that's 750.81D1A.
Yes.
And that is punishable by 1 year and or $1,000.
That is correct, Your Honor.
So count 2 RNO and the habitual will be dismissed upon successful plea and sentence.
Sure.
All right, so is that your understanding of the offer? It's a plea to the amended count 1 of attempted RNO, count 2 and the habitual to be dismissed at this time. Mr. Kaplan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking.
And Mr. Blackwell, is that your understanding? Yes. Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Kaplan may inquire of your client of his misdemeanor advice of rights.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
I'm sorry.
No worries. No worries on that. All right. So you have the following trial rights in this misdemeanor plea, and I'm going to walk you through those trial rights. All right. You have the right to be tried by a jury, to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, to have the prosecutor prove beyond reasonable doubt that you are guilty, to have witnesses against you appear at trial, the questioning witnesses that are brought against you. You are represented today by Attorney Jeffrey Kaplan, who would be present to cross-examine any witnesses or contest any charges brought against you by the people of the state of Michigan. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to have the court or any witnesses appear in your defense, remain silent during the trial, not to have that silence used against you, and to testify at trial if you choose to testify. If your plea is accepted, you'll give up the claim the plea was a result of any promises other than what we've stated on the record, or threats that it was not your choice to plead guilty. You'd be also giving up the right to appeal anything from trial. Since you won't be having a trial, you'll be pleading guilty to the misdemeanor instead. Is it still your wish today to waive your jury trial rights and plead guilty to the misdemeanor instead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna have you raise your right hand as best you can. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to bring your attention back to May 8th of 2025 at the offense location of 5812 Richwood Avenue in the city of Lansing, 48911. Were you present on May 8th, 2025 in the city of Lansing at 5812 Richwood Avenue?
Yes, sir.
All right. And in your own words, it's an attempt to assault, batter, wound, resist, obstruct, or oppose. The officer would be Rebecca Hare or Elena Burdick. Why don't you tell me in your own words what happened?
They were attempting to arrest my girlfriend, and the neighbor had basically was harassing her, my girlfriend, and at the time, and they made up a fake allegation against her. So that's, you know, that kind of.
So at some point in time, did you attempt to get in to intervene with Elena Burke, the officer, the LPD officer, or Rebecca Hare in their attempt to arrest your girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
And if I may, Your Honor?
You may, Mr. Kaplan.
Were the officers in full uniform?
yes, sir.
And they were driving patrol cars?
Yes.
And those were marked patrol cars with lights on them?
Yes.
Okay, you knew they were police officers performing their lawful duty at the time? Okay. And at some point, they gave you an order not to approach them?
Yes.
And you attempted to resist that order?
Yes.
And they at some point ordered you to put your hands behind your back so they can arrest you for interfering? Okay, and you attempted to resist that as well?
Yes.
All right. Anything towards a factual basis, Miss Fortuna Gill?
No, Your Honor, the people are satisfied.
All right, and Mr. Kaplan, based on your questionings, are you satisfied?
I am, Your Honor.
All right. I find the factual basis to me being knowing, voluntarily, and accurately made to the amended count 1. And we'll refer to probation. Because this started out as a 2-year, two years, and an habitual. So there's some history here.
Okay.
And we'll refer to probation and get a sentencing date. So if you are still incarcerated on this file, probation will be down to see you. If not, you should go see probation. They'll do a pre-sentence for us.
So here's the issue, Your Honor. My client is currently under a sentence in Macomb County.
Okay.
He's being held in Branch County.
So we'll have to writ him out.
Right. Well, I was thinking, I don't know if you would be willing to do an immediate sentencing or if they could do an immediate sentencing. I don't know if this is considered a victim crime.
I don't.
It is
Usually, I don't usually treat an R&O. But Ms. Fortuna Gill, I'll wait to hear from you. I don't know what the previous CCH is.
Yeah.
So because I see there's a prior attempt R&O, which I would think would be a misdemeanor.
Yes.
So I'm uncertain.
I see a misdemeanor from 2015. The prior attempt, which is a misdemeanor from 2024.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make it easier on everyone. I know
Right.
probation's gonna have a problem.
Absolutely. So the
Yes.
2024 is a prior misdemeanor. It's not a prior felony.
That's correct. I do not see a prior felony on my end. I understand that for it to be a charge, have second, there must be one somewhere, or there was a mistake by
Or there was a
who charged
mistake.
it.
I guess that's my concern is, but I don't know. Where's he writ out of?
Branch County, but the sentence is from Macomb County.
Okay.
I don't know if they're taking him back there at some point.
So if we put him on probation, if he was seen by probation, it would be by our probation in Branch County. How much time do you have left in Branch County?
I get out on July 3rd.
So it's about 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, 4 or 5 months.
Ms. Fortuna Gill, I'll wait to hear from you.
Yes, Your Honor. Upon looking at the complaint, it appears that whoever charged the HAB second using that attempt RNO from 2024.
All right.
So that would be what we were missing there. Which I'm not even sure that we can do that because it was amended to a misdemeanor.
Well, yeah, the misdemeanor plea would disregard the habitual offender, but it shouldn't have been charged as a second offense.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't even believe it should have been charged as an habitual second offender.
Just be like, it would be the 2-year. I don't have a problem with immediate sentencing since it would be, I most likely gonna sentence you to the remaining amount of time that you've already but it'd be 90 days, or 90 to 100 days.
Understood, Your Honor. The people have no objection to that either. Upon further looking at the CCH, my officers were present today. I did get a chance to talk with them. I don't think it should be an issue.
All right, let's go to immediate sentencing.
Thank you.
And that would. So, Mr. Blackwell, we'll go to immediate sentencing, somewhat based on your incarceration that's already occurred. Any allocution on the immediate sentencing, Mr. Kaplan?
I would just note, Your Honor, I think he was on a PR bond here, which is why he was released. He's not been getting credit for the time served all this time, yet he has been incarcerated. I think most of the time that he's not, that this case is dragged on. He's originally was in Macomb County, and then I think you were in another county as well, or not? Were you in Macomb County the whole time?
I've been in Macomb, and then I was in. I got out of Macomb County, and then I was still on probation for a while.
Right. Okay.
And I had to go to rehab for a while.
In any event, Your Honor, so he has been under supervision since he was last here. This has been reduced to an attempt, as we already mentioned. He's incarcerated until July 3rd. I don't think it makes sense to put him on probation. We would just ask for the 90 days concurrent with his Macomb sentence.
All right, thank you. Ms. Fortuna Gill.
The people have no objection to that, Your Honor.
Mr. Blackwell, is there anything you'd like to say to the court before the court passes sentence today?
I'd just like to say thank you for allowing me to be sentenced today and jumping it down to a misdemeanor. Appreciate this.
Well, Mr. Blackwell, I know you don't feel like a young man, but you're kind of a young man, okay? Take it from an old man, okay? You're developing quite a history of getting involved with law enforcement that's not deemed favorable, okay? And any stop is going to have law enforcement looking at a criminal history of some kind and seeing that there's an R&O or attempt R&O on your record. So act accordingly, all right? I mean, that's.
I've realized that in the last couple of times.
It's just the reality of it is now you've got it on your record and you're developing a record, and you and I both know you probably don't want to do that. All right. That's probably something. I understand there might be some substance abuse or something else going on. Yeah. I get that. The main thing is for you to follow the directions of a substance abuse counselor. All right. Any directions that are laid out, because you're kind of at a crossroads here. You can develop more of a record, or you can try to figure out, and only you can do it because we haven't figured it out yet. Okay. I mean, if we had, there'd be less people in front of me. Okay. We're gonna have, starting the date of sentence, to run concurrent with the current sentence. We're gonna do 100 days in jail. So you'll probably finish this sentence and you'll still, because we'll do March, April, May, and you said you're in until July, so you'll finish this sentence before. I'm going to waive any fines and costs, and I'll waive the state fee and crime victims' rights fee. So when you get done with your sentence in the other county, you'll be all done, all right? And then you can go from there, all right? That's the plan anyway, is to get you out, the attempt RNO. This attempt in RNO is gonna be on your record. It's gonna be sitting next to the other attempt RNO. So you know what you're facing when the next time, because you're gonna have 2 1-years on your record, okay? All right, at least, I'm not sure what else is on your record, but at least you're gonna have 2 1-years. Anything else for the record so no probation, I'll write that down. And we'll waive fines and costs and state and crime victims' rights fee. And then, and when you're done finishing your sentence in Branch County, your Macomb County sentence in Branch County, you should be all set, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Anything else for the record in 25-01378, Ms. Fortuna Gill?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Kaplan?
After the defense, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah, you're all set, Mr. Blackwell. Thank you for your appearance.
Thank you.
Good morning once again, everybody. Happy Friday. Good to have you all here with me today. I'm guessing there's 1 or 2 new faces out there. Feel free to say hi in the chat if you're new to us here at TCF. We have an incredibly friendly and welcoming community, so take advantage. And speaking of welcoming and friendly and everything, Barbara, thank you for the $5 super chat. Continued prayers for Wahoo and his family. I agree. Hopefully we'll see him back at some point next week. Let's stay in Michigan, but let's go over to Pontiac. Judge Jeremy Bowie, see what's going on.
People.
Case 251504FY, People City, Michigan versus Denisha Angela Benson. She's charged with count 1, assault with the intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder by strangulation, and count 2, weapons, firearms, reckless use. Appearance of record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Steve Frey appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. John Taylor on behalf of Ms. Benton. Ms. Benton, could you please state your name for the record?
Sure. Okay, so we're here scheduled for an exam. I do have a lesser rights form. How do we proceed?
Your Honor, the people are not able to proceed on count 1. Among other things, the victim is not cooperative at the time and is not here to say. I have spoken with them that they, without a cooperative victim on count 1, it's really not viable to move forward on that count. It has some potential defenses even with a cooperative victim. So I did learn that was the direction this case was going to head. And I contacted defense counsel and indicated I expected that charge would end up being dismissed at a failure as a preliminary exam with our failure to proceed, and discussed the possibility of Ms. Benton pleading to count 2 and concluding the case that way. So at this time, I do expect the court to dismiss count 1. I guess on a defense motion, with no objection.
And I would move to dismiss at this time.
Then we should be taking that on after the constitution.
Count 1 is dismissed. Pleasure to hear the witness and the sufficient evidence to move forward, and then us to count 2. Ms. Benton is pleading. Is that correct?
No contest, Your Honor. I am at a scheme that I know when we report this cops, 2 cops to probation and notifying.
Ms. Benson, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, subject to the things of perjury, testimony given this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but truth? All right, you may put your right hand down. So on count 2, you have a right to a trial by jury on that charge. You understand? All right, that jury be composed of 7 people that live here in the city of Pontiac. Those jurors randomly selected by your attorney and the prosecutor. You understand?
Yes.
All right, and at that trial, it's the prosecution's burden of proving you guilty of reckless discharge of a gun. You understand?
Yes.
All right, and at trial, you do have a 5th Amendment right to remain silent. You don't have to testify. You don't have to do the defense. Your silence at trial cannot be used as guilt against you. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, but you may waive your right. You can testify at your trial, present a defense. You're not required and no one can force you. Do you understand?
Yes.
And at the end of that trial, we'll dismiss the jurors. 6 will go and deliberate, and they must return a unanimous verdict of guilty or not guilty. You understand?
Yes.
They fail to do so, the court will declare a mistrial, prosecution can try the case again, or they may choose not to, you understand? All right, in that trial, you do have a right to see, hear, and question all witnesses and open court against you, you understand?
Yes.
If you have witnesses you wish to testify at court, at your trial, the court will sign subpoenas to order their appearance, you understand? All right, your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent at trial, you understand that right? Any questions about it? As you stand here now, you're still presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this count, you understand? All right, so you want to plead no contest, is it like the memory, civil liability?
Civil liability.
All right. And you understand that no contest plea has the same effect as a guilty plea. All right, is anyone promise you anything? Is anyone threatening or is anyone forcing you to waive your regular trial? Granting on probation or parole? You're a citizen of the United States of America. And you're entering this no contest plea knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily. Do you understand the consequences of what you're doing?
Yes.
So whoever wants to establish it.
Your Honor, I can either admit a portion of the report to you, or I can just read the court at a brief factual basis. There's about 3 lines that I think would.
Yes, you can read a brief and just let me know the law enforcement agency, all that.
Yeah, Your Honor. Oakland County Sheriff's Office report 25-0271-320 from November 22nd, 2025. There's, I guess the most relevant part is there's a 3 lines. Kamisha admitted that when she heard her window being broken, she came outside and shot 2 to 3 times at a person in the parking lot. They should say she did not know who she was shooting at, but was shooting in self-defense and she needed to protect her home. Kamisha admitted multiple times that she came outside from the apartment and just began shooting. Kamisha said the firearm was registered to her. I think that should form a sufficient factual basis for the court.
Yes, Your Honor. I think that statement comes in because the officers responded to gunshots.
Okay.
Caught on the machines.
Okay. All right, so the court is satisfied with the police report showing the factual basis of the plea, and the plea was entered into by Ms. Benton, the no contest plea, knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily. She understood the consequences of doing so, has not disclosed anyone on this record threatening her, punishing her, forcing her, waive her right to go to trial. So we'll enter a no contest plea as charged. I mean to count 2, obviously, this count 1 is gone. And we can immediate sentence today.
Your Honor, I either ask for fines and costs in this matter or term of probation. Your Honor, my client is going to start work at a hospital here shortly. She's working currently. She has 3 children, 14, 9, 5. Your Honor, I think she has a minimal criminal history. I think there might be retail fraud.
Mr. Frey?
Your Honor, I don't have a strong opinion on how the court should sentence Ms. Benton. I do think a probationary period might be appropriate if the court has the ability to order Ms. Benton to some sort of class or some sort of. I think I believe the court should have a provision that she can't possess a firearm during a period of probation. I'm not sure how long the conviction might impact her ability to possess firearms, but I think a class on, I guess how to properly respond to those types of situations. Obviously, when this situation occurred, she was under some degree of stress or duress about how to respond. But obviously, shooting into a parking lot is not the right way to handle a situation like that. So I would think those sort of programming that might be helpful. I don't know if important is much of that available. I haven't dealt with a situation just like this. I'll leave it to the court.
Your Honor, and to that end, if the court is thinking that, I've been involved in CPL classes. They do teach firearm safety, but there is a portion where you possess the firearms. You could attend the class about doing the firearms portion, I guess, or you want to truly teach firearms. I think you need to handle one, but that's.
She have a CPL for this weapon or no?
No, Your Honor.
I wonder if you skip the CPL. I don't think you can with a reckless.
I took the CPL class once before and I received the license, but I wasn't able to register it through the state because I had a misdemeanor within the following years.
I will come down on this maybe I'll send this to probation to see, well, I think there's a, yeah, I ordered probation, take a fire safety class, gun safety class. Figure out how you can get your CPL in the meantime. We'll do a term of 60 days. Take a class within that time. Month.
Other than the CPL class where she has to, I'm not aware, I would need to be involved in teaching the classes, but.
There's nothing all the time.
Your Honor, frankly, I'm not crystal clear on whether or not the type of programming I'm imagining is available. So, my, well, may be appropriate, but at immediate thing,
Right, I know you can take the class and there's an option if you want to shoot afterwards or not.
Yes, she can, but she wouldn't get a certificate. That's my only problem. How does she prove? Right. Because you're not getting the CPL certificate because you didn't take the firearms portion.
Exactly. So I'll just order the fines and cost, but I would strongly suggest you figure out when you can be eligible to get a CPL and do that. Okay. It'll benefit you in a long time. It'll save you from a felony charge. You might want to look into that. I don't know how this would affect that workplace.
It's gonna put a moratorium on it. I hope it's not the 8 years. I don't know off the top of my head.
Right.
It might be at least 3 go.
All right. So one census to fines and costs, $75 fine. They give them $50 for the state, $150 for the court cost, and they'll fine of $250. So that's $525 total. And give you 90 days to have that in. So March 15th. Okay. All right. So you all set. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, friends, let's head down let's go to Lake County, Ohio. Judge O'Donnell.
We are here today for the purposes of sentencing, where there will be a joint recommendation between the parties for community control sanctions.
Sibbert.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, I've gotten to know Mr. Sanders over the course of this case, and he has always been polite and kind and pleasant to work with. This was a really bad day for him. He had been at a family gathering where his sister had recently began a relationship with an individual who Mr. Sanders didn't feel was up to her standards and was just not a good person with his own criminal issues and things of that nature, a violent person. Ultimately, Mr. Sanders got into a dispute at that party. He was essentially chased out of that party by the sister's boyfriend and these other guys. Drove home, fired his gun into the air to scare them off. They did, in fact, or to warn them off. I'm not sure they were actually scared, but they left. Mr. Sanders went inside the house or inside the apartment after that and, tried to just calm down. But then his girlfriend and him were arguing and things got out of hand and he was like, I'm out of here, I'm leaving. She tried to stop him. He shoved her out of the way and he did leave. He had his gun with him. However, the tampering comes from leaving the gun behind. He did separate the gun so as to not have somebody find it and them to injure themselves or someone else. He was polite with the police at the time, although he didn't give a lengthy statement, but he was polite and cooperative with them.
Well, not really. I mean, when they asked him what happened to the gun, didn't he say, "I don't know what you're talking about"?
Yes, he did.
That's not cooperative.
He did not. He was scared to admit that he had the firearm.
Well, they already knew he had the firearm. That's why they asked him a question. And they were told he had the firearm by.
I think they just had gotten the report of the gunshot.
All right.
regardless, Mr. Sanders, when he got out of jail, he did immediately contact me and was like, I'm worried that that gun is out there, and I want to get it to the police. So I contacted the prosecutor's office to find out whether the police had already had the gun or not, and if that was something that we could facilitate. The prosecutor's office at that time didn't see anything indicating that they had the gun. So I sent Mr. Sanders to the police department. He went to the police department, gave them a statement that he had, of what had happened, and that he had taken the gun apart and where the pieces were, and they were like, okay, it's okay, we already found it. So Mr. Sanders did ultimately try to do the right thing. He was worried, he was concerned about it. He did call me as soon as he got out of jail and said, hey, I want to deal with this, even though it's going to, further incriminate me. Whether they had or hadn't found the gun, it was going to be an incriminating statement, and he was willing to go and make that statement to the police regardless. Mr. Sanders is close with his mom. I did speak with his mom at the beginning of this case when he was in jail. His mom was similarly very nice and, just indicated that this was very out of character for Mr. Sanders, and that the relationship with the mother of his child had sort of gone downhill and contributed to how this happened. Mr. Sanders has indicated to me that he knew he should have ended this relationship sooner because things, had happened, and she had oftentimes threatened to call the police over things, and it had just sort of been escalating. Mr. Sanders he had been with her for a very long time though, so that was a difficult choice to make, and they have a child together who is 8, and his son, he still spends a ton of time with his son as much as he can under the circumstances, and will continue to be involved in his son's life despite that relationship ending. Of course, that relationship did end after this incident, but he has honestly not even spoken negatively of her really towards me, which I think also is indicative of Mr. Sanders' character. I have every expectation that he will continue to co-parent in a healthy and productive way for his son, and that Mr. Sanders will continue to be, productive and a contributing member of society. He did get 2 new jobs after he was terminated from the job that he had because he went to jail. I even asked him, oh, that was a really good job. Why didn't you just try to go get it back? And he said, really, basically what I took away from it was that he was just too ashamed to have to show up at a job that he had respect for him, where they respected him, and for him just, have to admit that he had been in jail, and because it's just not like him. So I would just ask that you take all of that into account. I know that he deeply, deeply regrets the course of events that occurred that day and the way he handled things, and that certainly if he could, go back and do things differently, he would. I certainly think he's learned from it, and again, I just know that he does have genuine remorse in this matter. Thank you, Your Honor.
What do you want to tell me?
I just regret that night happened, and I just want to move forward with my life after this.
Okay, so why in the world did you act like you were in the wild, wild west and shoot your gun twice in the air?
I was just trying to run off people that was trying to get at me.
Okay, where were you when you fired those shots?
In front of my apartment.
Which is where?
East Lake.
What apartment is it?
Lake Torrance Towers, like right by Walmart.
Okay. And where were you exactly when you shot off the gun?
In the door, like.
In the doorway of the apartment complex?
Yeah, in the front.
Okay. Where did those rounds land?
What do you mean? I'm not sure.
What?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, you shot the gun. Show me how you shot the gun.
Just up.
Okay. And where did so they went somewhere. Where did they land?
I'm guessing the shells, they dropped by my foot.
Well, the shells did, but where did the rounds land?
I'm not sure, sir.
You're not sure. That's the point of the question. You're not sure. Okay. So, who was chasing you?
My sister's boyfriend.
Okay. Who was that?
His name, Charles?
Charles who?
I don't know his last name.
Okay. Where had he chased you from?
From Euclid Beach, the actual beach.
The apartments?
No, the beach.
The beach. Where? Which beach?
Euclid Beach.
Where the amusement park used to be and where the apartments are?
Yeah.
Okay. What were you doing at the beach?
It was my sister's birthday party.
And what happened at the birthday party such that whatever the guy's name was chasing you?
I mean, we've had run-ins, but we usually try and stay away from each other, but he came.
Then why did you go to the same party he was
No, I was trying to finish. He came at the end of the party, and that's when it kind of escalated from there.
Okay, how much were you drinking that night?
I think I had my fair share.
Huh?
I had my fair share.
Define that for me.
I'll say 3 or 4 shots, I guess.
Okay. So you got in a dispute with this guy at the beach?
Yes.
And then what happened?
Then we kind of got into a scuffle. His friends kind of jumped in, so I tried to leave, and they followed me home.
Hey, where did you go? How did you get home?
I got in my car and I left.
Okay. You drove down Lakeshore?
Yes.
To where?
To my apartments.
Okay. I know you drove to the apartment. How'd you get there? What's the route you took? Huh?
I think I got on the freeway.
You don't remember?
No.
So what'd you do? Go up, 185th to the freeway or what?
Yeah.
And these guys were following you the whole way?
Mm-hmm.
And you turned into the parking lot of the apartment complex, and what'd you see?
I still seen them, so.
Did they come into the apartment complex?
No, but I seen them go into, it's a fence, and then it's another apartment. So they went in that one. So I just went in mine and grabbed it.
And when you got in there, you went in your apartment and got your gun?
Yes, sir.
And you went back out?
Yes, sir.
Where were they?
They were still like in the other parking lot.
Doing what?
Just sitting in the car.
And then you shot the gun off twice?
Yes.
What did they do after you did that?
That's when they left.
Okay. How do you know they left? Did you stand there and watch them?
Yes.
Where'd they go?
I'm not sure after that. I didn't see them the rest of the night.
Where'd you go then?
I just left because I was already arguing with her at the beginning of the day, so I didn't want to stay there either.
You left where?
My apartment.
And where did you go?
I went to my old house back on Lakeshore.
So you got in your car and drove off?
Yes.
And when did you hide the gun?
When I came back, that's when me and her actually, that's when the altercation with her happened.
When did you come back? That same day?
Yeah, a few hours later.
And what happened?
She was asking me what happened, and I just told her I didn't want to talk about it. And we kind of had some bad words with each other because I was kind of blaming her that I even went to the party.
Why was it her fault that you went to the party?
I wanted to stay home that day, but it was...
But what, she forced you to go?
No, but she was at the house, so I wanted to get away from her at the beginning of the day.
So it's her fault you went to the party?
No, I'm not saying that. I mean, I was
Sound
blaming
like
her
you were saying
then.
that.
I was blaming her then, but...
That's kind of silly, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Especially after everything that happened. So.
Okay, so you get in this argument with her, you leave again, where'd you go? You went back to the apartment, you blamed her for having you go to the party, you get in an argument with her, you leave again, right?
Yeah, that's when the police and everything came.
Okay, where'd you go?
In the woods next to the apartment.
Why did you go there?
because I was scared.
Running from the police?
Yeah.
And what'd you do with the gun?
I left it in the woods.
Where?
Next to the apartment where I was hiding in the bushes.
What'd you do with the magazine?
I put it behind my apartment building.
Okay. So when did the police talk to you about where the gun was?
The next day, I believe.
Okay, what'd you tell them?
I didn't know.
You didn't know nothing about no gun, right?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you tell them that?
Because I was scared to give it to him.
Okay. Were you drunk when you shot this thing off?
Yes.
It doesn't seem like you appreciate the gravity of what you did firing off that gun in that neighborhood. Sounds like you think it was no big deal.
I'm not saying that.
You're not saying that. What, you have you don't have a juvenile record, right?
No, I have a question though, sir.
Go ahead.
When you say that neighborhood, what do you, like?
The neighborhood you were in an apartment complex with a Walmart across the street, in an apartment complex next door. That's what I mean. There's people that live around there. There's houses that live around there that exist there.
That's every neighborhood though.
That's right. Which is exactly why you shouldn't shoot off your goddamn gun in the middle of a neighborhood. You never thought about where it was going to come down, right?
Not at the moment, no.
No. Or not when you were sitting here when I asked you about it 10 minutes ago. You didn't think about it. What's with this assault of domestic violence in Euclid from 21?
All right, that is the judge's feed, not us. We're a little bit in the Wayback Machine. I'm going to bump it forward slightly and see if we get past the glitchy part. Well, farts, my friend. My friends. Yeah. Lindsay, just when this was getting good. Yeah, sorry. That's his feed. That's not on our end. I've got my fair share of technical issues this morning, but that was not on me. So sorry. But once again, somebody shooting a gun in the air. I don't get it. Tim, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Lindsay, thank you for gifting 10. I appreciate that. New members, welcome. You are now part of the best community in LawTube, and I mean that. The people here are great. So enjoy, thank them for the membership, and take advantage of this great community. Let's do this. Let's do something fun. Let's do something a little lighthearted after that. Let's go to Tennessee, where Judge David Wolf is overseeing an adoption.
All right, Mr. Misfane, when people get married, there's that statement about for better or for worse and all that kind of stuff. Well, that also applies to children. And when you adopt a child, then he's yours for better or for worse. And he's a teenager already. He's a good-looking young man. But you understand that he is a teenager and things could only get more complex from here on out based on my experience. But both understand that we're changing the nature of this relationship between you and Jacob. And no longer will you just be foster parents. You're actually going to be his parents the same as if he was born to you. He'll inherit from you and you will inherit from him. God forbid something happened before he turns 18 between the two of you, you would be subject to the same rules regarding custody, visitation, support as a couple who had a birth child. Everybody understand everything? Jacob, you understand what we're doing? And you understand that this means that they might, you're going to have to talk to them about buying you a car when you turn 16 or 17. If you don't come back to court and ask me to do it, you're going to have to talk to them. You understand that? All right. Well, I think you've had him long enough to know what's going on, and I'm happy to see that you have formed the bond that you would like to make this a permanent union, so we'll grant your adoption. And I don't want to cast any aspersions on how things are going to go from here on out. You're 13, is that right, Jacob? You know what today is? Friday the 13th. If I was a suspicious or a superstitious person, I might be worried about that. So. Ms. Smith, I have signed the order and granted your adoption. You may. Anybody wants to be in the picture want to come up here? We can do it right there.
Going up.
Let's just do this. Come on around here. Oh, we should have put her in the chair.
Well, there's two of them, so.
Yeah. They might be fighting over that. All right, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Here, you'll have a couple.
Friends, not everything that happens in a courtroom is a bad thing. Just saying. However, a lot of things that happen in courtrooms are bad things. Let's go to Wade Mercer, find out what went down in Florida.
Property, which is a second-degree felony, Mr. Furlan. I've read the complaint. There is probable cause for the charge. I've also looked at your criminal history, which is extremely lengthy. It appears that you've been, according to the Florida Department of Corrections website, you've been to prison 7 times, all of which involve burglary or theft charges. So that's the criminal history I've got. I'm going to listen to the attorneys before I set your bond, Mr. Furlan. Mr. McDaniel, anything on behalf of Mr. Furlan?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Mitchell?
Based on his criminal history, which includes a lot of theft cases, like you said, we would request a normally higher bond than what's normal.
Thank you both. Mr. Furlan, I'm going to set your bond at $25,000 because your criminal history is so bad, as well as the evidence, considering the evidence against you in this particular case. You have a condition of no contact with the alleged victim. Your bond is cash or surety, Mr. Furlan. That means you can go through a bondsman if you wish. And Mr. Furlan, you'll get to use the phone in a few minutes, sir, to try to post the bond. Do you have any questions?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Have a good day. Please give Mr. Furlan a notice to appear for the 3rd of March at 8:30 for felony court, please, Corporal. Donald Ratajski. Good morning, sir. You're here because you've been accused of 3 charges. You've been accused of 1 count of felon possession of firearm, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, and 1 count of no valid driver's license. There is probable cause for the 1st and 3rd charge. I sent a text this morning to the attorneys asking them to take a close look at the possession of paraphernalia charge. Mr. Mitchell, what's the state's position on that charge?
Your Honor, the officer involved is both of the Howell brothers, Colt and Keenan Howell. They're both part of the task force. They have a long history of dealing with these type of substances. We would just say that based on their history and experience with dealing with this, that they know what methamphetamine when they see it. We can have that amended and included in the complaint, or we can actually have them tested at another time. But I know the court's going to decide on what they want to do. We just request nonetheless that as a condition of his bond, he have random UAs nonetheless.
Mr. McDaniel?
I don't know what, Mr. Mitchell's referring to, that their expertise can tell if something's methamphetamine. So there's no way to tell it without testing. So, I just asked the court to set bonds and maybe maybe give them an RR in the case that they did not do a test.
So thank you both. So Mr. Ratajski, in order for it to be paraphernalia, it has to be related to an illegal substance. And there's no way, the complaint doesn't mention anything about their experience and expertise, first of all. Second of all, they don't mention a test, a field test. So you cannot find methamphetamine, it's methamphetamine, without a drug test, which is the most common way to do it, or going through your training and experience and explaining that in the complaint, which is almost never happens. So there's just not probable cause for possession of drug paraphernalia because you got to prove it's the drug before you can prove it's paraphernalia. So I'm going to just release you on that charge. It's just the misdemeanor charge. That's not the biggest part of your bond anyway, but I'm going to release you on that. I'm going to ask Mr. Mitchell to notify the arresting officer that you got to do it the right way. And they do know that because they are drug task force officers. They should know that. So I'm sure they'll fix that. Mr. Ratajski, your bond in felon possession of firearm charge is going to be $15,000. Your bond and no valid driver's license will be $2,500. Your total bond today is $17,500 cash or surety, sir. And you do have a condition. You've got the standard conditions of every bond, and you've got a condition not to drive a motor vehicle without a license and not to possess a firearm. I cannot put a drug condition or a random urinalysis on there because I found no probable cause for the drug charge. You'll get the chance to use the phone, sir, in just a few minutes to post the bond. If you post the bond, you'll be released. If you don't post the bond, then what will happen is that the public defender's office will be in contact with you at the jail. And lastly, the jail will give you a notice for your court date in felony court, which should be March the 3rd at 8:30. Do you have any questions, sir?
Yes, sir. I didn't even know my license were expired. See, I ain't never been pulled over. I ain't never had a point against my license.
Let me see if it says the basis for it.
Corporal Campbell, while he's looking at that, can you bring Michael Furlan back in? There's something else that needs to be addressed.
According to the complaint, your license expired in 2021. So
yes, sir.
license expired means that, well, it doesn't, it's on your license. On your license is an expiration date. So if they put on your license the date your license expires, it's your, they don't send you notice of that. It's your responsibility to keep up when your license expired. So you're accused of driving with expired driver's license, which is the same charge in this case. Sir. Okay. Okay.
Well, I just didn't understand. I ain't never looked at my license. I ain't never been pulled over.
You may want to check it out. You may want to take it when you get out of here. You may want to check it out because according to the complaint, it's expired. Okay.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Have a good day, sir.
Ms. Furlan? Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir.
Michael.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Furlan, Mr. Mitchell with the state attorney's office had something he wanted to add in your case.
Yeah. So I'm being told information that there is possibly an unlawful detainer that's pending regarding with Mr. Furlan and that address, the victim's address. And I looked at the complaint. There currently is an eviction proceeding that is going on. It's actually mentioned second paragraph where it's saying a current eviction process is being conducted with Michael while Peggy resides with Beverly at the address that's listed. And I think the only reason I wanted to bring him back up here is I think that there's a shared property between the alleged victim and Mr. Furlan. So in addition to the no contact, I want to also request the court add a condition, no contact with the address of 3046 Sandridge Church Road.
Yeah, he's charged with dealing. Yeah, you don't have to, Mr. McDaniel. You can't bypass an eviction process by a criminal charge. I'm not ordering you to stay away from that property. I'm ordering you to stay away from that person, the alleged victim. Now, if the alleged victim lives there, you can't go there. Okay, if it's not where she lives, I can't let them use a criminal charge to get around the lawful eviction process. You've got to go through the eviction process. They have to go through the eviction process. But if that alleged victim lives at that property, you can't go there even if there's a pending eviction. Any questions
Yes,
about
sir.
that, Mr. Furlan?
Yes, sir. She don't live there. I'm almost already moved out of the house, sir. I would have been out of there before we were supposed to go to court to see you for the eviction on Monday. But I'm just about packed up out of there, sir. And I already told her daughter, Bibi, I'll be out here before Sunday. So I don't have to go to court. I'm just done. It's an eviction. You're right. Her daughter's the one doing it. Everybody thinks.
I mean, if that's the case, that's all.
Where does she live? Let's start with that.
She lives off of Short Lane, just right down the street on her mother's other property. Miss Banks has got 2 properties. That's my girlfriend, Peggy Banks.
That's the alleged victim, Peggy Banks?
Beverly Sue Banks.
The daughter's the alleged victim.
Yeah, but she had nothing to do with her mother for 5 years until they found out she had dementia.
Okay, so I have no authority to summarily rule on a pending eviction. I do have plenty of authority to tell you to have no contact with the alleged victim, and that's all I can do. And the alleged victim's home.
Right.
You cannot go to the alleged victim's home. But as far as
she live
keeping away from some other property, they've got a civil matter going on. That's separate from this. Any questions about that?
No,
Mr.
sir.
Mitchell, does that address your concern?
Yes, Your Honor. I just wanted to address the concern, no contact with the victim and victim if
Yeah,
they
no
live at that
contact with the
property.
victim of the property where the victim lives at. Or
Yes,
the
sir.
victim's
No
property.
problem.
You can't go on the victim's property. Now, the victim doesn't own the property where you live. That's what I'm hearing you say. Is that right?
Yeah, yep. She's on Short Lane, right down the street from there, sir.
No, listen to my question. Does the victim own the property where you live, or does the victim's mother own the property where you live?
The victim's mother, my girlfriend.
Okay.
She owns the property, that house I'm living in. She's the one doing all this, Bibi, because her mother's got dementia.
What kind of hearing you talking about on Monday? I don't have an eviction hearing Monday.
Well, it was one day coming up. Maybe it's not Monday. I'm not going to be there, sir, if I'm in here, but I'm pretty sure I might be able to bond out. I'll take that, call the sheriff. Can the sheriff take me over there to get my remainder of my stuff?
Yes, they can.
That's what I was going to do, sir.
Okay, if you bond out, then do
No, no,
that.
no,
If
no.
not, we'll see you next week, okay?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Have a good day. Thank you, Mr. Mitchell.
What was the total bond for Rajiski? I got
17.5.
17.5.
And an ROR on the drug paraphernalia.
Yes, thank you.
Blake Larkham. Mr. Larkham, good morning. Mr. Larkham, you're here for the new charge of aggravated animal cruelty. There is probable cause for that charge. Mr. Larkham, in addition to that, you're already on PTI in case 26-21 MM. I'm appointing the public defender's office to represent you for first appearance purposes in both case numbers. Listen to Mr. McDaniel, please.
Your Honor, we're just going to hear a plea of no contest in 26-21. Understanding he'll be sentenced 10 days in jail, 3 days jail credit, 370 fine, withhold adjudication, and that'll resolve that case.
Mr. Mitchell.
What was that case number for the PTI again?
26-21 MM.
Okay, and that is agreeable with the state, Your Honor.
The reason it was 10 days suggestion was it was like $15 or $16 worth of stuff and no prior history.
Yeah.
Missed 1675 in restitution. Mr. Larkham, did you hear that agreement, sir?
Yes, sir.
Is that the plea you would like to enter to resolve that petty theft violation of
Yes, sir.
PTI?
Yes,
I'm going to
sir.
accept the plea of no contest in that charge. I'm going to withhold adjudication of guilt because of your lack of history. Sentence you to 10 days in jail, give you credit for how many days? 3 days credit, order court costs and fines that you've got unpaid, which I'm assuming is the full amount of 370 plus the civil judgment on the restitution, which was the amount of $16.75. So that resolves that case. You've got 7 days left in that case. I think you're entitled to a bond in the new charge. I'm planning on setting your bond, but I want to listen to the attorneys and see if there's anything else I need to know before I set that bond. Mr. McDaniel, anything in the new case before I set the bond?
Your Honor, we just, asked the court to set a, reasonably low bond maybe for someone his age that's acting stupid and, I'd rather not sit in jail and all of a sudden, first time he goes up to the court appearances, say, I'll plead to a felony for, not saying he might not be guilty of it, I don't know, but, very impulsive young man that, needs some direction, and I don't know if probation's gonna give him direction if he was to go in there and take probation. I don't know what the answer to him is, but, I just don't want him to sit in jail and just plea out the first day he comes up there, because I know that's what the state attorney's office would do. Offer him some kind of bill of probation.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yeah, I'll hold my comments on that. But
So,
nothing for the state.
Mr. Larkham, how old are you?
18, sir.
And are you in school? Do you have a job or neither?
I'm going to 10th grade. And I don't got a job, I don't got a license, I don't got no family. My mom and dad have been gone.
Your mom and dad are what?
They've been gone like long time.
So,
I don't got
so
nobody.
who do you live with?
My grandma, my mima.
And that's in the town of Malone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna set him a $250 cash bond. Mr. McDaniel, you okay with a cash bond?
Yes, sir, that's fine.
I don't know if she can post or not, but I'd rather set a cash bond.
No objection.
Instead of having to go through a bondsman. So it's a $250 cash bond based upon your age and your history on the felony charge. So if you or your grandmother post bond, there's some advantages to a cash bond, but there's no point even trying until you finish the 7 days the 7 days you have left on the violation of PTI. Mr. Lorcom, do you have any questions?
Sure.
Wish you the best, sir. Oh yeah. On the violation of PTI, since it's you got no history. Then we have Todd Herring. Mr. Herring, good morning. Mr. Herring, you're here for first appearance, accused of one count. Actually, you don't have a charge here. You have a fugitive warrant from Seminole County, Georgia. I see you signing something there, so I'll wait till you get through signing. And I'm assuming that's a waiver of extradition, Mr. McDaniel?
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Herring, as you may know, they have 30 days to pick you up, sir, starting today. Now that you've signed that, Mr. Herring, I will see you in 15 days if you're still here. The reason we do that is just to keep a track on the cases. Seminole County is like Houston County in Alabama. They're neighboring counties. So they're very good about picking people up. It's unlikely you'll still be here in 15 days, but if you are, I'll see you. I'll ask the jail what the status on the transport is, and you'll get to hear that answer. Any questions, Mr. Herring?
No, sir. Thank you.
Have a good day, sir. You're welcome. And Mr. McDaniel, it's everything I had on my list. Anything else from the public defender's office?
No, Your Honor.
So on Mr. Larkham, I think the easiest thing to do is just not issue that because he's entered a plea. So I think we can just do a violation of the PTI without a warrant being issued and just do the plea form and never have a warrant issued. That would just be another arrest on his record when he's entered a plea. So there's no point in asking the sheriff's department to go out there and serve that. It's just a waste of time. Case is resolved. Just do a revocation of the PTI order. Yeah, please. I don't know if we did or not, but if I may have forgotten to give Mr. Larkham a court date on his felony, but it would be March 3rd at 8:30.
I told him it was March 3rd, so we put it on this stuff also.
Thank you, Mr. McDaniel. Anything else?
I don't know if he's gonna find out, so, but Jay, he's 18 years old. Y'all just, he needs direction, but I know probation can give him direction, but I don't know what the answer is. So.
Yeah, I don't know. The state may offer a felony PTI because they don't usually offer misdemeanor PTIs if you've had a prior PTI, but on felony PTI, a lot of times they will offer that if they haven't had a felony PTI.
Yeah.
They don't really hold misdemeanor PTIs against them, but I don't know what y'all decide. That's up to y'all. I did not know until this morning. I was surprised it was aggravated child abuse, but I went and read the statute. Aggravated animal cruelty. Regular animal cruelty is just a misdemeanor, so it's not. We think of aggravated as being serious injury. That's not true with animal cruelty. Any act that causes repeated suffering of an animal is probable cause for animal cruelty. It doesn't have to be an injured animal.
And I thought it was a misdemeanor charge when I looked at it, but I'm not saying that they can't convict him of a felony. I thought it was a misdemeanor, and that's why I'm trying to tell him that he needs to get this down to a misdemeanor. But
yeah,
I think the state is.
All right, Mr. Mitchell, anything else from the state?
No, from the state.
Corporal or Sergeant, anything else from the jail?
No, sir.
Thank you, gentlemen. That concludes first appearances for today, everyone. It's 8.
Okie dokie, friends. Welcome again to TCF Live. It's Friday. Happy Super Friday to all of you. A big thank you to the community for all the generosity so far today. Very much appreciated. Welcome to all the new channel members that we have. Stick around. You'll like it here. Let's go back to Lake County, Ohio. We'll try Judge O'Donnell again. New contestant. Let's see if the audio is better this time.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're here on the matter of the state of Ohio versus Avante Bolden, case number 25 CR 001654. The defendant is present in open court with their attorney, John Fatica. We are set today for a pretrial. we were set today for a sentencing hearing. We were last in court for a pretrial on January 6th when the defendant pled guilty to count 2 of the indictment, count 3 of the indictment, and count 4. Count 2 being unauthorized use, the misdemeanor of the 1st degree. Count 3 being a grand theft auto, a felony of the 4th degree. Count 4 being a misdemeanor of the 1st degree and misdemeanor theft. Since then, a pre-sentence report and victim impact statement have been submitted. The state has had time to review those reports and the victim impact statement. The defendant has 0 days of jail time credit.
Tika. Good morning, Your Honor. I've had an opportunity to review the PSR. We're ready to go forward. Go ahead. I'd like to highlight the fact that while acknowledging that Mr. Bolin has a fairly extensive juvenile record, this case is his first felony conviction as an adult. He's 18 years old, high school graduate. He's been at the Lake County Jail for 83 days. Again, we acknowledge that he doesn't have credit for time on this case because he's serving juvenile sentences, but he has had an opportunity.
Sorry, friends, got to hit the pause button. Kazman, $49.99 super chat. Thank you so much. We miss having you here, and it's not just because of $49.99 super chat. You've always been a valued member of this community. We know you've been busy in the mornings, but we care about you. We hope your life's going well and things are going good, and thanks for stopping by this morning. And again, I appreciate your generosity. Thanks so much. Back to you.
To be in the adult facility, reflect on what he's done. You can see from the PSR that he's had a less than stable living environment growing up. He understands, I believe, that he's at a crossroads at this point. He's contemplated a military career. He's contemplated going to college. At one point, in speaking with Dave Farron of our juvenile office, indicated that Mr. Bolden was accepted into college. I think he'd like to follow up with that. We'd ask the court to consider community control sanctions in this case.
Mr. Bolden, what do you want to tell me?
Is there anything I can say wrong?
Yeah.
What is he trying to back to me to say? Just what happened? Or,
Whatever you want to say, it's your turn to speak.
do I stand up?
You don't have to.
Your Honor, I just want to let it be known that, like, at this point in my life, like, I've done bad, and that's the only thing that matters right now. And I have to take the time to understand that I've done wrong. And I really do understand that I've done wrong, and that and the thing I did was wrong. It was impulsive, and I didn't think it through. And it's not even just a but. It's I care, you know. From now forward, I have to grow, because if I don't grow, my life could keep looking just like this, and it could look a lot worse. And I know that, truly and dearly. I know that.
When did you come to that realization?
I came to that realization when I know this doesn't matter, but I came to this realization when I was in Virginia County's jail, and I was out there, and I met a few people that told me, like, I know you're, like, then they told me, like, you're going to be going back home dealing with this case, and I knew that, and they said, you have to change your life because this is not the road you want to go down, and I surely noticed that. And then when I came back to this county, it even hit me even harder, because my family lives out here. My family lives in this community, and for my family to live in the community and for me to hurt the community, that means, one, I don't care about
but you've been hurting your community through 11 cases in juvenile court. So you've been doing this. For the last 10 years, almost 10 years, you've been doing the same stuff. It's serious stuff, not little nothing stuff, serious stuff, over and over and over. A number of times when you were in juvenile court, you were not sent to DYS by Judge Lawson until I think maybe the third or fourth, I don't even know. Okay, I lost track. That had no impact on you because you came out and you started doing the same stuff. Right?
I'll just speak.
Yeah.
It did have an impact, and this isn't an this is for me. This isn't an excuse. Like he's like Mr. Patika said, I got accepted to a college coming from there, and I had everything set for me. They put me in a program in Akron. I was supposed to stay there, and I was gonna go to Hawkins and Nelsonville from there. But I know this might not matter to you, but like I wanted to come back to my family before I went to that college coming up this semester. Supposed to be there this semester. And I wanted to come see my family. I thought that my mom told me numerous amounts of times, don't come back, just don't. And I said, Mom, I just want to see my family. I want to be in Painesville. I'm not gonna do anything wrong. And when I came back out here and I noticed that one of a close friends of me passed away, I came back out here and it just crushed me. And that's honestly how I felt. Reaction, we have a reaction, I have a will to do two choices, get in trouble or not get in trouble. And I chose that. But my mind was set on going to that college. And if I would have never came back out here thinking that I would be strong enough to handle it, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But now that we are.
But didn't you go to Georgia after this and do the same thing in Georgia?
I did, Your Honor.
Okay.
I did, and I honestly, I didn't want to hurt anybody. I didn't want to. I was just running. I was running away from my feelings. Like,
where did the GMC Terrain end up?
I think, honestly, I went to Columbus with that car.
Okay.
I went to Columbus with that car. I remember I didn't even have a destination. Like,
so where is it?
I'm pretty sure it's in the cops' arms because I don't.
It ain't. Nobody knows where it is.
Well, I left it. I just left it. I just left it. Like.
Where's the football equipment?
When I got the car, I just took everything out of it. Like, I didn't keep anything. Like, I literally just got in the car. It was impulsive, Your Honor. Like,
I know, but the question is, where is it? Because the computer was found.
A computer?
Some other things were, a computer that was in the car that you threw out the car. But the helmet and shoulder pads, $2,000 worth of stuff wasn't found.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm be honestly, like really honest with you. I don't know where that's at. I really don't. I just threw everything. Like.
Where did you throw it? That's what he's asking.
I was over by, I think, I don't know, like Perkins, like by Minter Avenue, and I stopped over here, and I just stopped the car, and I just threw everything out. Like, so I don't know if it's still there. Like, I don't. Like, I don't know if, like, and honestly, like, I don't know if I could pay, I don't know if I can work to pay for that money back, but that's something that I would do.
When you took that car, you were in Cleveland Heights. What were you doing in Cleveland Heights?
I know I went to Cleveland. I was seeing a couple. I know I was with a guy I met out there. I probably was out there with him.
Who?
I forget his name. We had just met, and I know I went out there. Like I was just.
How'd you know how to find him if you just met?
Because he was out here, and then he asked for me to drive him out to Cleveland, and I did. So, and then that's the only way I remember I was in Cleveland Heights for. Like, I wouldn't have been in Cleveland Heights for any other reason, but to see him probably.
And you were on St. Clair near Eddy Road. What were you doing there?
Probably just, I was just driving. I don't know. I was just driving, like,
When did you go to Columbus?
huh? Well, I didn't hear you, sorry.
When did you go to Columbus?
I went to Columbus right after Cleveland. I remember it was just like in through the
It was
night.
like an 8-hour difference between when you're on St. Clair and when the camera first picks you up in Columbus. Where were you those 8 hours?
I don't remember, Your Honor.
It's very easy not to believe a word you say.
Your Honor, everything I've done, like, I went in that car and I just drove. I didn't even have.
Well, how many cars did it take before you got into one that was unlocked in that parking lot?
In the parking lot?
In the parking lot where you stole this terrain, how many cars did you go in and check before you found this one that was unlocked?
I only went in that one.
No, well, how many cars did you check to see if they were unlocked before you took this car?
I literally only went, like, I don't remember going in any other cars.
Okay. Well,
because in that one, I looked at that one, and I just remember getting in it, like honest. That's the honest truth. Like, I just really remember getting in that car. Like, I picked that one and I just got in it and left. Like, I didn't say, oh, I know this person.
I think the cameras that are focused on that lot tell something different. That you check the number of cars. Some were unlocked, you took some stuff, and then you got in this one. So you weren't, this wasn't an impulse. You were looking for stuff to steal. You checked the number of cars for quite a substantial period of time before you took this car. So it wasn't an impulse.
Yeah, and I'm sorry if I said impulse. I wasn't thinking. I honestly feel like I didn't want to hurt anybody. I didn't say, oh, I know these people, I'm gonna just go.
It doesn't matter if you know them.
Like, and that's right. I didn't want to physically hurt anybody, is what I'm trying to say. I didn't want to, I just did it. Like, but now I know, like, in that state where the mindset that I was in that time, like, in that moment, can't compare it to how I am now.
I don't know that, okay, because you have no credibility when you talk. You just don't.
You're right, Your Honor. But that has to show. I have to show that.
And all you've shown is your inability to live inside the bounds of what the law is. You're outside for 9 years from your first time in 16 until this fall of 25. All you've done is wreak havoc everywhere you go. And not only up until this, but after this.
Mr. O'Donnell, Judge, this is how I feel. Like, I was wrong for how I did. Like, I don't know how to say, I'm sorry, and I knew I was wrong. And, like, I know at this moment, the only thing that matters is how I treated those victims. That had it could have had a financial ripple effect, a physical ripple effect, a mental ripple effect on them. And I genuinely understand that. And if I can pay anything back, if I can do anything out there to give back to that.
Well,
I would work.
what you can do when you get back out there is to live your life without being a criminal. That's what you can do.
And that's what
And
I
until
want.
you put a substantial period of time behind you where you're living the right way, then nobody's going to believe what you say because they see what you do.
Yeah. Mr. O'Donnell, and this is my time right now. I'm not gonna say this is my first, my last, my third, my fifth chance. I've had chances, but I haven't given up on myself. I have not given up on myself. I haven't. I said I want to still go to college, and if college doesn't work out, I, like Mr. Fatiga said, I want to go and listen to the Army, and I can do that. I can do that with in a timely fashion, in a timely manner. I can do that with good behavior. I can do those things. I'm staying strong. A person that isn't staying strong and doesn't care wouldn't say that. I genuinely want to do that for the rest of my life. Is not do a crime. I don't want to do this anymore. And that's my honest feeling. That's how I feel. It's not fun. It's not cool. I'm hurting my family. I'm sad most of the day, but I'm staying strong, and I'm staying strong through all. I did wrong in the past, and it's not even a but. I care. I shouldn't have done those things, and I see that, and I know that. And it's not even just the fact that, I'll get out of jail, take these cuffs off, because honestly, Mr. O'Donnell, when I've been to jail before, like you said, and every time I got out, I felt that feeling of, that was too easy. And this time, I don't have that feeling. I've been stressed. This isn't fun. I don't want to do a crime ever again in my life. I'm not gonna walk out of these doors or whenever I go home and say, and say that this wasn't, no, this is, you just, Mr. O'Donnell, if I can just put you in my mind, it's so stressful, I can't do it. But it's making me stronger. It's making me stronger. I don't want to do this no more. Whatever, I know I did wrong, and I care. I genuinely care about them, my victims, and my life. I have a will and a choice now. I either can change my life and go to the college that accepted me, change my life, go to the military, change my life, get a good job, change my life, go with my family. I have a caring family that cares for me. Jail, I've done it. Yes, going to juvenile for those years and going through all that stuff, yes, it's bad, but that stuff has built me, because now I can look back and say, I've went through all that stuff for that long. I've lost family, lost my grandma, lost cousins, and I'm still losing people right now as we speak to gun violence. I'm still losing them. I don't want to go through this no more, because if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm either going to be dead or I'm going to be in here for a very long time, and there's people in here that are fighting long amounts of time, and I don't want to be on their boat. And this is my chance to change that. And I'm pretty sure I only got one last chance, and not even coming from you, but that's coming from the judge across the street. He told me, I see good in you, and he could have gave me a amount of time, but he seen good in me, and I can't let that go. And Mr. O'Donnell, you don't know me, you know my charges, you know how I've done, but the new me is, nobody can knock me down, nothing. I've been through it, I've seen it. It's not fun.
So what I do has no impact on that, right? I don't control how you live your life. What does it matter what I do today?
What you do for me, it matters. The reason why it matters for what you do, because I have a choice.
Right, you have a choice regardless of what I do.
Right.
What do I do about all these people that live out here that are the victims of you all these years? What do I do about that?
You look, and this is the right, I don't know if this is the right answer, but you keep me away. You keep me away from them, because you don't know if I'm going to hurt them. But I don't want to hurt them. I don't. Genuinely. None of my chases.
Okay, that's fine, except you do.
And I did, and I
Right.
did, and I did, Mr. O'Donnell, I definitely did. Right now, where I'm
So
standing.
isn't there two parts to this whole thing? One, punishing you and making you accountable for what you did. That's one thing. Trying to figure out what to do with you in the future, right?
Oh.
That's what I have to do.
Mr. O'Donnell, look, I don't have to promise you. I don't have to promise nobody right now. I'm promising myself. I promise myself.
Well, it doesn't do any good to promise me.
But you're gonna be somebody, and everybody that's watching and everybody that's here, they're gonna say, what is he gonna do now? What is he gonna do next?
Who, me or you?
Me. What is
That's
Avante
right.
Cassell Maurice Bolden going to do next from this standpoint? Do I deserve discipline? Yes, I deserve consequences. Have I already been? I'm not speaking. Virginia's time doesn't matter, but I was in Virginia since September all the way up till now. Do I deserve time? Yes, I deserve time. But do I want time? No, nobody wants time in jail. But do you have to want to change? You need that. I need to change, because if I don't change, I know what it looks like. I can see it right now. I can not only see it, but feel it.
Where is your father right now?
My father is locked up. He's incarcerated in Ross Prison.
Right. So you have a pretty good example of where you're gonna end up if you keep all this nonsense up. Pretty good idea, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
And how long has he been locked up?
I think 14 years. Oh, not 4, although because it's like 10, 14 years. But like I only seen him like once in my life.
So the whole time you've been running around causing problems in Lake County, he's been in prison. So you have a prime example right in front of you about what happens when you do what you've been doing, right?
Yes, right. Can I say something? And also, like I said, like I told you, when I'm 18. Okay, I've been juvenile. Juvenile is rehabilitation. I've done rehabilitation classes. I went through that process. I got accepted in college in juvenile. I did that. Most kids. I'm not saying most kids aren't doing that, but most kids aren't doing it. And
so when did you get accepted into college?
I got accepted to Hawken and Nelsonville for business management and entrepreneurship when I was in juvenile. And
where is that?
That's in Athens County.
And when did you get accepted into that?
I got accepted August. I got an exception letter when I was incarcerated in DYS in Madison, Ohio, in the month of August, and I got that exception letter, and I cherished it. And instead of listen, and instead of me coming back, man, this is so real. Instead of me coming back, I told my mom, and she was shocked. But I said, Mom, I'm not coming back home. This is the honest truth, Mr. O'Donnell. I said, I'm not coming back home. There wasn't a reason. I said, I'm not coming back to Painesville. Why? I'm not coming back to Painesville because once I heard my close friend passed away, I knew the sadness.
Who was your close friend?
Will. They call him Will.
Sheffy?
Yeah.
How did he die?
He got killed. He got shot over like
a couple blocks away.
Yeah.
Why?
I guess it was over because like just I don't know. I guess the other dudes didn't like him.
Right. Why?
I don't really know all that, but like I just know.
Well, because he'd been doing the same thing.
Hmm?
He and all these guys that were involved in that been doing the same stupid shit for more than a decade. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's why. Finally, they escalated. And now he's dead and the other guy's dead too, who was in the car. Not out of that incident, but out of another one. Running around with a bunch of numbskulls. And he got shot and killed. All this is in front of you. All of it. And so you're telling me a month after you get accepted into college, you come back here, and Sheffy died in June. Okay, he didn't die. He died before you got back here. He died before you got accepted into college. Okay? So you using the excuse that you came back here, all set to go into college, and a month later you come back here, or within a month you come back here, and you start all this nonsense over again. So there was no trigger that once you got back here and found out Sheffy died, that you went off the rails again.
You're right. It wasn't. But it felt. It just hit. Man, I just can't. It just hit me like. It hit a lot different, you know. Like you can be away and hear it, but then when you come back out, and you just see like this is where I lived for most of my and. Like everybody dies, but like I just reacted different. But
well, everybody dies. You're right about that. Okay. So I can believe you when you tell me that. Okay, everybody dies. Everybody doesn't die the same way. Everybody doesn't put themselves in a position where they have a pretty good chance of dying. Okay, not everybody does that. The ones who do, a lot of them end up dead because that's what they chose. That's a position they chose to put themselves in. Or if they don't die, like all the other dingalings that were involved in that, most likely are going to be in prison for a long time. So that seems to be the choice that you've made for the last 9 years, is to either put yourself in a position of dying prematurely or ending up in prison for a long time. That's where you've put yourself.
Well, I can assure you now.
You can't assure me of anything.
You're right.
You can't assure the 3 people in the back of the courtroom of anything. Okay, you're telling me you assured your mom that you were going to go to college and you were all set. You assured her that in August. And in September, all this shit happens. You can't assure anybody of anything. You can't, according to what you've just told me in the last 20 minutes, you can't assure yourself of anything. Because you were going to college. And then you get right back at it. So the word assure and you don't mix right now. Now, they may in the future. You may be 10 years from now, you may be a successful person, never in trouble again after this. I don't know. You can't assure me of that. You can't assure you of that. Anything else you want to say?
Yes, yes, there is actually. I just want to let you know that since I've been here, like since I've been locked up, like I've really been, like it's not easy. Okay, it's not easy. Like me being in.
Who said it was supposed to be easy?
You're right. Sorry, but it's not like I just man I don't want to do it no more. Like I'm done. I just can't. I know this isn't juvenile. This will like it is breaking. Like it will break you. And if you don't get back up, and if you don't see what this is trying to do, you either go crazy or you like. And I'm staying strong, Mr. O'Donnell. Like you just don't understand. Like I could say I don't have to say nothing about college. I know. No, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. And to be honest, I'm going to be honest with you, Mr. O'Donnell, because this is key. I don't want to be here. Do I deserve to be in jail for what I've done? Yes, but Mr. O'Donnell, I just don't. I've learned, like, out of this time I've been here, this is not, I just don't want to do it. It's too hard. it's too hard. It's mentally hard. The physical aspect is jail, but it's mentally draining, and it's just I just don't want to do it. Like I just can't. Like juvenile, they helped me for years, and the last thing I did was got accepted to college, and I see that like it's I don't know. I just can see, like it's like wow, I got accepted to college after all that stuff I went through, and I got accepted to college, and I'm in here right now, and I asked, and I don't know like your spirituality, but I asked God to like, I said, God, I want a story. I want to go through hard times. And he said, okay, you were going to go through hard times. And right now, this is the hard time where it's like God's giving me a will, and I'm giving myself a will and a choice. You either do this or you do this. And it's right here again in my face. And I don't have to promise you. I know this for myself. I'm taking it because I've been through everything, and I can still go to school. Like it's right there. That's a gift. God blessed me with that. He said, here, you've been through this all. Here, I'm gonna put this in front of you. You can do this, and it's true. It's right there. Or you can do this, and I can see it clear as day. I'm not letting it go. I just can't let it go.
All right, Mr. Fatigue, anything else you want to present?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Knopf?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state's recommending the defendant serve a prison term. I'm going to go over the the defendant's history. 2016, he had attempted arson with 1 probation violation. 2021, he had disorderly conduct. 2021 as well, assault. 2021 as well, burglary, where he was sent to a community correctional facility. 2022, a vehicle trespass. 2022, possession of cocaine, where he was sent to the ICR program in the juvenile court. He was then released from the ICR program, and shortly, roughly 3 months later, he stole a vehicle and crashed it over here in front of the Morley Library. He was sent to the ICR program again. Within 2 months, he then assaulted a CO down there and was sent to the Department of Youth Services. He got out of the Department of Youth Services and committed more offenses. He committed a weapons on disability in 2025. He committed this offense in 2025. He committed more offenses at Lake Erie College, where he was stealing things from college students' vehicles. I know the defendant then told you today that he had everything set to go to college, which may be true, I'm not sure. But what I can tell you is that instead of going to college, he decided to go steal cars. I've been hearing the college line for about 3 years since I've been a prosecutor at this point, Your Honor. He did get it right when he says nobody knows what he's going to do next. However, if the pattern is to show us anything, it's that he's going to get out and commit more crimes. And again, Your Honor, he was on juvenile parole at the time of the offense. So I do believe a prison term is appropriate for this. I understand he is 18. However, in order to protect the community, prison would be appropriate, and all rehabilitation efforts have proven to be futile. Thank you.
The juvenile parole, what's the status of that? He gave, across the street, he gave him 180 days, right?
Correct.
So he gets out in June on that, but what's the status of juvenile parole?
I can't speak to that, Your Honor. I don't know. There are juvenile parole officers in the back here.
Do you have any information on that?
Your Honor, yes. I'm Ron Edwards, Department of Youth Services. Yes, currently he is still actively open on parole. Typically, we have jurisdiction over him until he's 21 years old. But speaking with the prosecutor, Rachel, at the juvenile division, we were kind of actually waiting to see what happens with this case to see how we would proceed, if we were going to keep this matter open or if we are actually going to close him from the juvenile jurisdiction, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And he could go, if the violation occurs, he can go, where would he have to go?
That would be discretion of the judge. I know this last occurrence went to this new case where he got sentenced 180 days.
Yeah.
The judge chose to keep him in local jurisdiction,
Okay.
instead of sending him back to DOS, Your Honor.
Okay, but that's still open even though he sentenced him to?
No, that matter is now closed. Since he's been sentenced, he'll start that sentence, I believe after March 3rd is when he'll start serving out those 6 months.
Okay, okay. All right. So this is 2 M1s and an F4, right? The F4 is for this vehicle that was stolen, the terrain, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I've considered the pre-sentence report, and I've also gotten the victim impact statements from the college student whose stuff you stole. It hasn't been recovered. And that was about $2,047. And the car that you stole and abandoned, that was never found, $7,500. That was a 2015 GMC Terrain that had a fair market value of $7,500, but I bet it was worth a hell of a lot more to those folks. 10-year-old car that runs pretty well, certainly worth more than $7,500. I have considered what you have said, what counsel has said. I've considered all the provisions in 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. So you have a terrible juvenile record. Not a bad juvenile record, a terrible juvenile record. And as I've said, you've demonstrated your desire, at least up and until the fall of 2025, to live outside the bounds of a civil society and decency in general. So you've got this F4, which now subjects you to 18 months in prison, to adult prison. That's the potential penalty on that. So the question is what to do with you. Now, when I sentence you here in a minute, okay, it's got nothing to do with what you just said, okay, because I don't believe what you said. And nobody should believe what you say. Because you've been through this enough times over there, for the most part, that you have a good idea of what you need to say to get what you want to accomplish, right? Unfortunately for you, you've become experienced in that regard. That you like to say right before your fate is determined what you think the person who's going to determine it wants to hear. Okay. But I don't believe you. But you shouldn't take offense to that, because I believe almost nobody sitting there, because everybody plays that same game. Okay. But all that's beside the point. The question is what to do with you at this point. That's all that matters right now. So, Mr. Knopf has been screwing around with you in juvenile court and now here for the last 3 years. Did you know that? You recognize him? He's been on a lot of your cases, okay? So he knows you well. He doesn't believe the least bit in you, okay? For good reason. And I think if you're honest with yourself, you're going to acknowledge there's good reason for that, okay? So you, your history as a juvenile, for the most part, has been theft offenses, some drug offenses, a weapons offense, okay? But for the most part, you're a thief, and not a very good one, I might add, because you keep getting caught. Okay? So what I'm going to do with you is I'm going to place you on community control for 5 years. And after you're done with your juvenile offense over here, on count 2, you're going to serve another 90 days in jail. Just on count 2. You're not to have any drugs or alcohol, and you'll be screened. You've never gotten a driver's license, huh?
No, Your Honor.
You get a valid driver's license. You're going to get full employment, or you're going to engage in full-time schooling, or you're going to do a combination that involves, that amounts to full-time. You're to have no contact with the individuals that you stole both the vehicles from. You're to pay restitution in the amount of $7,059 to the victim that owned that vehicle. And you're going to pay restitution in the amount of $2,047.76 to the victim whose property you stole. What's your drug history? What's your drug usage history?
When was the last time you used drugs?
September.
Huh?
Like September.
What?
September.
No, what's your drug use history in your life?
Like just like.
What have you used them with?
Marijuana, and that's it. And yeah, alcohol, marijuana a lot, and then alcohol a few, and just occasionally. But not really, like, I don't know.
You're going to get a drug and alcohol evaluation, and you're going to follow all recommendations that are made. You're going to get a mental health evaluation and follow all recommendations that are made. While you're in serving those 90 days that I gave you, you're going to well, actually, here's what you're going to do. The last 30 days of my sentence, you're going to enter into the jail treatment program. Complete that and follow all recommendations. That'll be the last 30 days of that sentence. And then when you finish that, you're going to enter into the NeoCap program, complete that, and follow all those recommendations. And you're going to get a mental health evaluation. And follow all those recommendations. And you're going to pay the costs and supervision fees in this case. Ms. Wehagan, any other terms?
Your Honor, so the jail treatment program replaced what you said about the drug and alcohol evaluation.
Right.
So that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You understand the terms?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
You have any question about the terms?
You said I'm going to neo camp after the 30 days are over?
No, you're going to finish the rest of your juvenile sentence.
Okay.
Then you're going to serve 90 more days from me. The last 30 are going to be in the jail treatment program. So the last 30 of those 90 are the jail treatment program. Then you go to NeoCap after that. Complete that program. Any more questions about that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. If you don't comply with the terms, the state will file a motion to terminate your community control. And if I find you violated, it's 18 months in prison. Now, so by my count, you're going to be over here until probably early September. Then you're going to go to NeoCap for some period of between 4 and 6 months. So about a year from now, you'll either come to the realization that this hasn't worked so well for the last 9.5 years, and you'll do something different, or you'll come out and do the same thing. I don't know. He don't know. He don't know. They don't know. You don't know. But it's completely within your hands. Anything else, Mr. Knopf?
Just to be clear, Your Honor, it's only on count 2, it's 90 days, not the other?
Only on count 2.
Okay.
Okay? There's a specific reason for that. In case you're wondering, Mr. Fatika could probably explain that to you. Remaining charges are dismissed. Anything else, Mr. Fatika?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, friends, just a quick programming reminder. At some point during the 4th hour today, we will switch to Dungeon Court. If you're new to the channel, you have to experience Dungeon Court. It's something special. So I told you I had a career idea for this guy, but it does hinge on a change happening. I'd read a week or so ago when I was paging through the news that there are several senators who are trying to get rid of the zombie filibuster and go back to the regular filibuster where you actually have to get up in front of the Senate and keep talking and keep talking and keep talking and not stop in order to get a bill like held up. Right now they just do it procedurally. And I kind of miss the old days when they would just whip out the phone book and start reading from it. So if that passes, I think this kid needs to get into the Senate. I think he's got a great future. Whatever party he goes in with doesn't matter, but he would be their official filibuster guy. And I think he would do well. He could go for hours, maybe even days. He has incredible stamina, and I think that'd be great. So just my thought. I think he has a future, and, you know, the Senate pays well, too. We look at anybody in Congress, you know, they're all millionaires now. Another discussion for another channel at another time. El Paso, our favorite jail magistrate.
Julian De Luna.
Julian what? De Luna?
Yes, De Luna, spaced out.
Mr. De Luna is here on one count of indecent exposure, $10,000 bond. Risk assessment level 3. DUI arrest out of New Mexico. He says his family can come up with $2,000. Ms. Quevedo? You're muted, Ms. Quevedo.
Mr. De Luna, if you're released from jail, where would you live? What's your address?
14 North Great Quail Place, Anthony, New Mexico.
Who do you live with at that address?
My girlfriend.
Okay, and how long have you lived in El Paso?
I live in New Mexico. I haven't
I'm
lived in
sorry, how long have you lived in New Mexico? Yes, or in this area rather.
my whole life.
Okay, what is the highest grade of school that you finished?
High school diploma,
What high school did you graduate from?
Gaston High School in Anthony, New Mexico.
And what family do you have here in the area?
Just my aunts and my grandmother.
Do you work?
Yes, I work.
Where do you work?
A&M Landscaping.
Do you have any diagnosis like anxiety, depression, PTSD, anything like that?
No, ma'am.
Do you receive any government benefits?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any money that you can pay towards your bail amount?
I don't have any, but I have someone that can.
How much can you afford?
Right now we were able to come up with the 1,000 for the
Have you spoken to a
10%.
bonding company?
Yes, but we haven't gone straight through everything yet. I spoke to one.
Okay. All right. Where can you be reached? What's a phone number where you can be reached? If
915?
you are released?
915?
Your Honor, based on the information provided, we're respectfully requesting a bond reduction or any relief the court might find fitting at this point. Thank you.
Ms. Carmona?
Yes, Judge. So this occurs at the TJ Maxx on 6450 North Desert Boulevard. The police arrive and they speak with Amber Hernandez, who is the loss prevention officer. She stated that the defendant was still inside the store and gave a description of him. So they walk up to him and they detain him pending an investigation. They meet with Hernandez in the office and look at the surveillance footage. You can see the defendant shows him walking the aisles. Appears to them that he is recording female shoppers. He then grabs a black sweater and uses it to cover his groin area. He then grabs his penis and is seen masturbating on camera. The loss prevention officer said she recognized the defendant from a previous incident and therefore called the police. There was also a
What type of previous incident, Ms. Carmona?
it just says previous incident. It says the complainant stated they met with another complainant who was also loss prevention at the store, who stated Hernandez had recognized him and told the complainant to keep an eye on him while she called the police. And while he was doing that, he observed the defendant also with his penis in his hand and saw him masturbating in the women's clothing section. And of course, the both were offended by the defendant's actions.
Okay. All right, sir, I'm going to reduce your bond to $2,000 with conditions. That is cash or corporate surety. You're going to be under intensive level supervision. Don't use drugs or alcohol. Stay in contact with the PR bond office and do not commit any further crimes. In addition, you must stay 200 yards away from any TJ Maxx or Home Store goods in El Paso County, Texas. And in addition to that, I'm going to order a Takumi screening. That is a mental health assessment in your order to comply with all treatment recommendations. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much and have a good day.
You too.
What is your name, sir?
Adam Ortiz.
Ortiz. All right, Mr. Ortiz is here on a resisting arrest and criminal trespass. Risk assessment level 4. 2018 conviction for aggravated assault with deadly weapon, continuous violence against the family. 3 convictions for possession of marijuana, DUI history, no money for bond. Ms. Quevedo?
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, Mr. Ortiz would respectfully request a release through re-entry if he is released. He's lived in El Paso his entire life. He is a U.S. citizen. He went to Parkland High School. He has his son and his mother here in El Paso, as well as a his 8-year-old son, as well as his mother here in El Paso. He is currently not working and therefore doesn't have a source of income. He can be reached at 915-4. If released. He indicated that he just finished a rehab program. He has no money to post, so he is asking for PR bonds or any relief the court might find fitting. Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Carmona?
Yes, so the victim in the case is his mother. I'll spell her name, Awilda Ortiz. The address being 5913 Falcon. Basically, she stated that she was notified by a neighbor that her son had entered her residence. The neighbor told her that they saw the son jump the fence, which is, I guess, a 12-foot wooden gate, and access the backyard of the residence. So she went ahead and went home. She arrived at her residence, she opened the door, and she began to call out for the defendant. He responded from inside the residence that he was there. She told him several times that he needed to leave, which he refused. She says that he has not lived at that residence for over 1.5 years, and she never gave him permission to be allowed inside the residence. So they go ahead and she goes ahead and calls the police. The police arrive. They find him in the backyard of the residence. He's being pretty uncooperative with the officers, not wanting to, come out from the backyard. And then he ends up resisting arrest.
Was she the victim on the ag assault, continuous violence against a family?
I didn't look that up. I can look that up.
Enriqueta Vargas.
Yeah, not the same victim.
Not the same victim. All right, sir, you'll be released. Well, you won't be released today. You'll be released on a PR bond under intensive level supervision. You are ordered not to use drugs or alcohol, stay in contact with the PR bond office, and do not commit any further crimes. You are to have no contact with the complainant in this case. You must stay 200 yards away from her residence, and you may not possess any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. You're going to be transported on Monday between the hours of 8 and 5 to participate in the reentry program. Do you understand?
Where is that?
That's at the rescue mission. Okay. Downtown.
Yes, sir.
The resisting arrest is just going to be under administrative conditions. Don't commit crimes and stay in contact with the PR bond office.
Okay.
Any questions, Mr. Ortiz?
What day is it? What day do I get transferred?
Monday. Actually, Tuesday, because Monday is a holiday.
What's today?
Today is Friday.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
very much. Have a good day.
All righty. Thank you.
I have a question. Are they gonna bring my previous charges?
They do bring up your history.
Then I'll just go last.
Okay, that's fine. Have a seat. You are the last one. Guys, let's go back. Let's go back.
Sir, what is your name?
Oh, sorry.
Turn around that way.
Cannabis Sativa Smith.
All right, Mr. Smith is here
Actually, is everything all okay?
for indecent exposure, $10,000 bond, risk assessment level 3. He is currently on deferred adjudication on 2 cases of indecent exposure, one from 23 and the other one from 2025. And one is indecency with a child by exposure. It's a felony offense. She says she has $500 for bond. Ms. Quevedo?
Thank you, Judge. And I'm sorry, I missed the name.
Cannabis Sativa Smith.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, Mr. Smith indicated that he lives with his girlfriend and her family at 12050 Gustavo Street. He has lived in El Paso for about 4 years. He went all the way up to El Paso Community College. He has his girlfriend here in El Paso. He, let me see, can be reached at 513-426-0258. It looks like, Judge, this case predated his probation case. Let me see. He has about $300 that he can post. And he indicated, or he asked that it be proffered, that he's done everything, he's compliant with his probation case.
Thank you. I think he's got a detainer out of the 171st. Ms. Carmona, go ahead.
Yes, Judge. So yes, this occurred. He pled guilty, excuse me, on 2/11/25 on the indecency with a child on deferred. He also pled on an indecent exposure on 12/12/25, but that was a motion to revoke that he pled guilty to. And then he got 2 indecent exposures dismissed on 1/22/25. So, but yes, this was before 7/5/25. The victim in the case stated that she went to a movie at the Cinemark at Cielo Vista. She was sitting there watching the movie. She said that she saw something out of the corner of her eye, the defendant moving, but she thought maybe he was just uncomfortable. She then noticed that he continued to move. So she looked over, she turned her head and saw the defendant had his private part exposed. She stated that when they asked her what she meant by that, she said his penis. She then tried to grab her cell phone in order to record, but she said that she thought maybe the defendant knew what she's doing because he lifted his armrest. So then she kind of hid her phone in her lap in order to get a recording. And so she went to the off-duty security or officer and showed them the video. They were able to, I guess, trace who he was by purchases that he made with his Cinemark card. It was to a certain phone number and a certain email. And then from there, I guess he came back to the Cinemark on 7/15/25. And then they were able to match then, photos that she provided, still photos from the video, and to him being there and positively identified. Then they did a criminal trespass. And that is about it, Your Honor. I understand that this comes before his other cases, but it's just concerning facts.
Correct. All right, Mr. Smith, I am going to reduce your bond to $1,000 cash corporate surety with conditions, intensive level supervision. Don't use drugs or alcohol, stay in contact with the peer bond office, and do not commit any further crimes. In addition to that, you are ordered to stay 200 yards away from all theaters in El Paso County, Texas. Do you understand? All movie theaters.
Yes. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
That way, sir, you're gonna go back to your cell block? Your Honor, I'm just gonna take him back and I'm gonna bring Mr. Herrera Xavier, the lockdown.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Oh, sir.
And Judge, I'm sorry, the Spanish speaker is Macias. I was looking at.
Y'all know I'm a man of faith. I cringed when he said God bless. Let's keep going with magistrates, but let's go to Clayton County, Georgia.
Señorita Romero, a usted se le imputa un cargo de conducir a exceso de velocidad y esa fianza es de $500.
You've also been charged with one count of driving without a license. That bond is $1,000.
También se le imputa un cargo de manejar sin licencia de conducir y esa fianza es de $1,000.
For a total bond of $1,500.
Para una fianza total de $1,500.
Your preliminary hearing, if you are still in custody, will be on March 10th at 8:30 a.m.
Si usted todavía está encarcelada, su audiencia preliminar se realizará el día 10 de marzo a las 8:30 de la mañana.
And in regards to court-appointed counsel, I will appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter, Ms. Romero.
Y con respecto a un abogado de oficio, yo le voy a asignar un abogado de oficio para que la represente en este asunto, señorita Romero.
Do you have any questions?
¿Tienes alguna pregunta?
Sí, mi familia vino a pagar ayer el bond. ¿Me puedo ir ya o todavía no?
Yes, my family came yesterday to pay my bond. Can I leave now or not yet?
No, just need to.
You should be released if there are no holds on you, ma'am. So I don't know why you're still here at this time.
A usted la tendrían que poner en libertad, señorita, si usted no tiene órdenes pendientes de detención. O sea que yo no sé porque usted todavía está acá.
Entonces, ¿puedo llamar a mi familia para que vengan por mí?
Then can I call my family so they can come and get me?
You would have to discuss that with the sheriff's staff there, ma'am.
Usted tendría que hablar eso con los funcionarios de la comisaría, señorita.
Entonces, ahora, ¿cuál es el proceso que sigue ahora?
So, what is the process? What comes next?
Well, once you are released, if you're released, whenever that happens, as your bond has been paid, the courts or however you were bonded out, you should receive a notice of your next hearing date.
Okay, tan pronto a usted la pongan en libertad, porque ya cuando la pongan en libertad, porque ya usted pagó su fianza, entonces el tribunal debería de enviarle un citatorio informándole cuándo va a ser su próxima audiencia en el tribunal.
Pero mi familia, ¿cuándo puede venir por mí? No entiendo.
But I don't understand. When can my family come to get me?
I would have to, you would need to discuss that with the sheriff's staff, ma'am. If your bond has been paid, they should release you.
Usted tiene que hablar eso con los empleados de la comisaría, porque si su fianza ya fue pagada, entonces ellos deberían de ponerla en libertad.
¿Y quiénes son esas personas?
And who are those people?
Deputies, are there any persons she can talk to, or Miss Baskin, is there any kind of holds being shown for Miss Romero?
It's showing she has holds. I can't see where, but it does say holds.
Okay, so you can for me to please let her know that there are holds, and that's why she's not being released, but we don't know where it's showing where it is.
Usted tiene órdenes de detención, pero no muestra de quién vienen o quiénes le están poniendo la orden de detención.
Does that make
Y esa es la razón por la que usted no la han puesto en libertad.
Pues yo quiero saber de qué se trata o qué sigue ahora.
I would like to know what is all about. What is that about?
The court does not know, ma'am. My staff was able to look and see that you have a hold. We just don't know where the hold is from. If it's another jurisdiction, if it's a federal hold, if it's an ICE hold, we just don't know what the hold is at this time, but there is a hold.
La corte no sabe, señora. Nosotros solamente tuvimos la oportunidad de ver y muestra que hay una orden de detención. No sabemos si viene de otra jurisdicción, no sabemos si es una orden de detención federal o es una orden de detención de migración. Solamente sabemos que usted tiene una orden de detención en estos momentos. Hay una orden de detención.
¿Qué tengo que hacer? ¿Esperar? Solo esperar.
What do I have to do? Wait? Just wait?
Unfortunately, yes. That seems to be what's going to happen now, ma'am.
Desafortunadamente, sí. Esto, al parecer, es lo que va a ocurrir por ahora, señora.
Your Honor, it'll be
So
an ice hold.
it could be an ice hold? Okay.
It is an ice hold.
It is an ice hold.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Es una orden de detención de migración.
¿Y ellos cuándo van a venir por mí entonces? ¿Para qué?
So when are they going to come to get me?
I don't know.
Yo no sé.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You're free to go.
Gracias, puede retirarse.
Sir, what is your name? And can you move the camera up a little bit, Deputy? I can't see him.
Señor, ¿su nombre?
Hugo Castillo.
Repita.
Hugo Castillo.
Hugo Castillo.
Ms. Castillo, your charges were because you had no criminal history, the court gave you a signature bond, but unfortunately you also have an ICE hold and you're not going to be released until ICE comes and gets you.
Señor Castillo, por el hecho de que usted no tiene antecedentes penales, este tribunal le asignó una fianza bajo firma o una fianza bajo palabra, pero desafortunadamente usted también tiene una orden de detención de migración. Y a usted no lo van a poner en libertad hasta que ellos vengan a buscarlo.
Okay.
Do you have any questions, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta, señor?
Sí. Mi fianza fue pagada inmediatamente después de que me detuvieron el día miércoles. Me detienen a las 3 de la mañana. Ingresé a la prisión a las 4.
Espere, señor. Usted dice que su fianza fue pagada. Inmediatamente usted fue detenido.
Sí, así es.
My bond was paid right after I was detained. Okay.
Okay. Y después mi esposa y mi abogada de inmigración, porque actualmente yo estoy en un ajuste de estatus, iniciando el proceso de ajuste de estatus por matrimonio con ciudadana americana.
And right after that, my wife and my immigration attorney, because I'm going through the process of a status adjustment in immigration, because I'm married to a US citizen.
Ellas estuvieron monitoreando y el sistema no decía que tuviera un hold de migración. El hold de migración apareció hasta el miércoles a las 6 de la tarde.
And they were watching it, and they didn't see an immigration hold. And the immigration hold didn't show until Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Ok. Nosotros tenemos entendido por la abogada que la agencia de migración tiene 48 horas para venir por mí aquí. De lo contrario, yo debería de ser liberado.
And for what I would understand, according to what the attorney said, immigration had 48 hours to come to get us, and otherwise we have to be released.
Okay, well, sir, I don't have any, in regards to the ICE holder immigration coming to get you, that is not what this court is involved with. If you have your attorney, they should be the ones giving you advice on how this will go forward from this point.
Ok, señor, con respecto a la orden de detención de migración o inmigración veniéndolo a buscar, este tribunal no se involucra con eso. O sea, que su abogada debe ser la persona que le debe orientar en cómo todo va a proceder de ahora en adelante.
Sí, esa fue la instrucción de mi abogada, que si pasaban 48 horas y no venían por mí, yo tenía que ser liberado. Que esa es la ley.
Those were the instructions from my attorney, that if 48 hours had passed and they didn't come to get me, then I was supposed to be released.
All right, sir. Well, it seems like you and your attorney know what's going on here. And if you have no further questions for me, you're free to go.
Ok, tal parece que usted y su abogada saben lo que está ocurriendo acá. O sea, que si usted no tiene más preguntas, entonces puede retirarse.
Sí, tengo otra pregunta.
Yes, I have another question.
What's your question?
¿Cuál es su pregunta?
Yo entiendo que ICE va a venir por mí, y estoy completamente de acuerdo, no tengo ninguna intención de escapar, pero ¿habrá alguna posibilidad de que por lo menos las últimas horas las pueda pasar con mi esposa, con algún GPS en mi interna?
I know that ICE is coming to get me, and I don't have a problem with that. I'm not trying to escape. But is there a way that the last few hours I can spend it with my wife?
That is not something the court has any authority over, sir. That is something the jail and or ICE would, that's once you're in custody, unless we're releasing you, we have no involvement with that, sir.
I mean, with a GPS on my leg.
No. I still can't do it, sir.
Esto es algo, señor, sobre lo que este tribunal no tiene ninguna autoridad. Y esto sería algo con lo que la cárcel y inmigración tendría que lidiar cuando tiene que ver con ponerlo a usted en libertad o dejarle salir. Nosotros no tenemos, no estamos involucrados en eso, señor.
Ok. No tengo más preguntas.
Okay, I don't have any more questions.
Thank you. Good luck to you, sir.
Gracias y buena suerte, señor. Thank you.
Okie dokie, friends. So this is a very, very sparse Friday out in Courtlandia at the moment. I've kind of had to go to the B team much of the day. We've seen some good stuff, though, don't get me wrong, but a lot more magistrates and stuff than what I would normally show. Sometimes that's how it rolls on Fridays. I told you last week that we would be doing Dungeon Court in the 4th hour on Fridays, because we like to do Dungeon Court on Fridays, but I'm going to go there 10 minutes early because there's just not a lot else that I want to show you. So, if you're new to the channel, what you're about to experience is something special, and it's special because it's just that bad. The audio sucks, the lighting sucks. It's happening in what we're pretty sure is a basement that probably has leaky pipes. The lighting is held over from Cold War Soviet era kind of stuff. The red carpet is the trademarked shining crimson that was created by Stanley Kubrick for his famous movie. The judge is cranky. The souls of the dead can be heard in the background. The printer never stops printing, even though it's sitting right next to the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, the guilty pleasure of TCF, I give you Dungeon Court.
I had this down as Mr. Steyer's case.
It was my case, Your Honor. Well, I assume it was my case anyway.
I have it down as a, well, it's actually an arraignment. It was set for a pretrial on January the 12th, according to my notes of this year's, and Mr. Anderson did not appear then. A warrant's been outstanding. It was on a pretrial review. The conviction was on a resisting arrest.
Mr. Anderson saying he spoke to Mr. Not Kincaid, I'm sorry.
He did have.
Oh, he does not this court though, so.
My notes were he also had a case in our municipal. At one point, I ordered him to comply with whatever treatment they set up for him. I did have a report previously from United Family Recovery, but that's been a while.
He advises him he's no longer with United Family Recovery. He's now working with a new, which is here in Chesapeake, I believe. I don't believe they sent anybody to the court. I don't know what they said people to the court. probation with, he's completed probation on our municipal court.
Piece of paper saying that.
Sure. You saying it's where? So I'm not sure what we want to do with this point, Your Honor.
He's still,
How long did he do? Last night. Okay. So he was arrested yesterday. And he just had a child in mind.
you just had what?
Oh, I think he just had child warrant.
Well, he's got, this was a resisting arrest conviction. He had fines and court costs to pay. And I believe he was ordered to comply with treatment that our municipal set up for him. So I did have one report from United Family Recovery. He wasn't finished then. And then he missed a hearing. So I don't have anything showing these finished treatment or compliant with treatment, and he hasn't paid fines and costs.
He says he's able to make a payment today if he's released. Go ahead. All right. Okay. He said he's advising he's clean now, Your Honor, and he is willing to, if you want to place him with a different treatment provider, he would cooperate that he provided more than treatment. I'm not sure if there's any issue with the new.
Let's have him do it
anyway.
Let's do a screen. See.
I'm going to go ahead and try to contact Mr. Kincaid and see what I can find out.
Okay. While you're doing that, let's have him do a urine screen.
I'm receiving a text from Mr. Kincaid right now. It's just now coming through. And also back in February of this year, or last year, 2025, he did get sentenced to 6 months in jail, which was suspended and ordered into treatment. And he went to TCC with a GPS, and then that didn't work out for him. So he's got kind of a history built up here.
Yes. Yeah, I think looks like around April, he must have left TCC because he failed to appear for a hearing then. Then he got back here, and I think at that point last summer, he had something pending in Iron Municipal also, and they were working on the treatment. So I just said, okay, you can file with their treatment.
Right.
I think that he went to the United States and recovered, but from what I can see, he never completed that either.
So if I'm going to try to get hold of Mr. Kincaid, I know I can on the matter, and we can screen and see where we are.
Okay, go do your screen to recall your case.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Deborah Federoff, case number CRA 25-328.
Ma'am, are you Deborah Federoff?
Yes,
sir. Before we talk about the charges you're facing, let me go over your rights with you so you understand them. You've probably heard this before. It's called the Miranda warnings. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. You do make statements, though. If you're in open court, it's on the record, and it can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, to make the state of Ohio prove. There's only one charge, looks like. The charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things? The charge you're facing is possession of heroin. Case number 25-328, so it's last year. It's got a little age on it. So this happened in May 22nd of 2025 in Fayette Township, that you knowingly were in possession of a controlled substance, and that substance was at least 5 grams of heroin. That's a felony of the 3rd degree. Carries a maximum penalty of 5 years in jail and an $8,000 fine. Do you understand the charge? Do you understand the rights I explained? You have made a hire a lawyer. Do you have a job? That's your only income? I can appoint a lawyer for you if you want. Of course, you can hire one too if you would prefer to hire a lawyer. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you? Okay. I'll appoint Mr. Smith to represent you. When did you come into our jail, ma'am?
Monday. What happened was, you said, I didn't have a ticket or a court date when you said.
Okay, I was gonna say, just don't talk about the case, but I'll be right there.
What's the state's position on bond for Ms. Featherall?
Well, of course, there's an indication maybe that substance abuse could be a problem for her. And, but she's been gone for quite a while, so I'd like to know where she's been and if she's been receiving any treatment or anything like that since this charge arose.
Do you want to talk with her and then come back?
Could we judge out?
Okay, I'm going to let you go talk to your lawyer. Here's the court's file. You probably want that. And then when you're ready to discuss bond, let the bailiff know when we recall. You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Patrick Markham, case number TRD 252830 A and B.
Patrick Markham is in the back, should be. Okay, thank you. Sir, are you Patrick Markham?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Markham, it's alleged November the 8th of 2025 at 4:30 p.m. Fayette Township. It's alleged you were driving a vehicle without a driver's license. That is an unclassified misdemeanor. Carries a maximum penalty of 500 hours of community service and a $1,000 fine. And it's alleged you were not wearing a safety belt. So that's a mandatory $30 fine if you're found guilty of that. And it looks like people are sitting out there might be thinking, why is he in jail? It's a non-jailable offense. Well, it's alleged that you were supposed to come to traffic court on November 25th at 4 p.m. and that you failed to appear and got a capias for not showing up. So that's why you're in custody. Do you understand the charges against you? You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you do make statements, it's on the record. You have a right. I can't appoint a lawyer for you because you're not facing deprivation of your liberty, although you're in an orange jumpsuit right now. That's for not appearing. It's not over the charges. But you can hire a lawyer if you want. You have a right to have a lawyer, but I just can't appoint one on this charge. And to have bail and to make the state prove these charges beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand those things? How do you want to plead to this charge of no operators and not wearing a safety belt? Okay, and it looks like there was some kind of crash. I've got a crash report in the file. Okay.
And I actually ticket the building. I don't know if the ticket, I have information for the their insurance, where they're supposed to pay for my car.
Okay. Did they?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was taken care of. So actually you were not at fault. It looks like I've got a diagram and it does look like it was a rear end collision, which a lot of those happen on 52.
It's getting worse.
Okay, well, sorry you were confused, wound up going to jail. How long you been in jail now?
Since Monday night, I just got off work and they got me as soon as I was heading home. I'm still not working anymore.
state take any position on this?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, that's a pretty tough lesson to learn, so I'm not even going to give you a fine on this. What about your driver's license?
Because of child support, there's no suspension, but I usually, drug work and stuff. I was actually, when somebody's taking me home.
Okay.
So slang.
I'll just order you, since you got all this jail time, I'll order you to pay the court costs. There is a mandatory $30 fine on not wearing a safety belt, so I'll impose that. On the operator's license, I won't give you a fine, I'll just order you to pay court costs total. Give you a review hearing September the 4th, and make it level 5 probation, 2 years. So if you pay this, the only way you can wind up going to jail again is if I can't put you in jail for not paying, but I can put you in jail for missing hearings. So if you don't pay it and don't come to your hearing, then you can get a warrant for not showing up. So just take care of it. You got all spring and summer till almost fall starts before you have to pay it.
I work with Marshall.
Well, you can work it off on community service. What do you do? Oh, okay, you can't afford to go to jail. I thought you were saying you couldn't afford to pay your fines. What do you do at Marshall?
Utility worker.
Okay. Is that like a utility infielder, or where you go wherever needed, or what?
I broke floors, trash,
Okay.
dishwasher, everything you need.
All right. Well, you'll get out of jail here as soon as we get finished with court. Just take care of your fines, and mostly just court costs. $125. Nothing's going to happen bad until September the 4th. If you haven't paid it by then, and just blow it off, then bad stuff's going to start happening. So I'm giving you, you got a lot of time to get it taken care of. Just don't forget about it or ignore it. It's not going to go away. And if you forget, these ladies here that work at the court, they love to take phone calls. You can call and ask them, what was I supposed to pay? Or, I know you got a smartphone. Everybody has a smartphone, right? I ask this all the time. I haven't had one person yet say, no, I don't have a smartphone. You can go on Google, put the name of the court in, the website shows up, put your name in, and it'll show you your case and what you owe. Okay, so no excuses. Okay. Take care of business. September 4th. Good luck.
State of Ohio versus Shelby Wallace. Case number CRB 2686, A, B, and C.
Okay, there's 3 charges here. It's under case number 2686, A, B, and C. Are you Shelby Wallace? Ms. Wallace, I'm Judge Capper. Let me tell you about your rights, which you've heard this before. It's called the Miranda warnings from a famous case, Arizona versus Miranda. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. You do make statements that can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed. If you can't afford one, then you have a right to bail and make the state prove charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand this thing? Yes? Okay, you've got a domestic violence, a resisting arrest, and a disorderly conduct. Those are the 3 charges. So let's start with the domestic violence. It's the A case. It alleges February 12th, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Tylee Burris. And that Tylee Burris is either living in your household or a member of your family. So that's what makes it domestic violence. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Resisting arrest. So as the same time and place in Union Township, you recklessly or by force resisted or interfered with the lawful arrest of yourself. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty, 90 days in jail, $750 fine. The C case, 86C, alleges disorderly conduct, that you were voluntarily intoxicated, engaged in conduct that presented a risk of physical harm to yourself or others, or the property of others while you were intoxicated. That's a fourth-degree misdemeanor disorderly conduct. Maximum penalty is 30 days in jail, $250 fine. Do you understand those three charges? How do you wish to plead? You can plead not guilty, guilty, or no contest. Those are your choices. No contest means I'm not admitting it, Judge, but I'm not denying it either. And if you think what...
Not to interrupt, but it's Dungeon Court, so I can. Steph, welcome to the community. She asks, or he, I'm making guesses, sorry. Hi guys, may I ask why we're in a dungeon? Because that is how Appalachian justice is best served. Just that simple. We go to Otsego County, Michigan. It is best served in a converted pole barn. We go to Lake County, Ohio. It's best served in a quasi-cathedral. You know, it just kind of depends on where you go as to where they feel it is served best. But there, they feel it is best served in a dungeon.
I do, Your Honor, but I wanted to let the court know that the victim in this matter, Tylee Burris, actually has a charge against him for domestic violence with Ms. Wallace as the victim.
Okay. Is he in the back too? Or?
Well, it's a different incident.
Oh, okay.
Now, I think it's worthy of mention here that this charge took place on February 12th, and Mr. Burris had a temporary protection order to keep her away, but they were there consensually together. So,
does he have a date that he's coming back for another hearing?
Yes, February 23rd.
Do you want to wait and sentence her then?
I would like that, and Your Honor, her family's here, and I haven't spoken with them, but my assistants have, and they say that she's got alcohol issues that need to be addressed. Okay. So what we would suggest is that if she's willing to be assessed to go to some treatment, that we would be okay with her getting out on an OR bond. And it might be, depending on Mr. Burris's position on this, and we might need a special prosecutor. We might agree if everything goes to her benefit and she does well in treatment and there are any further problems, maybe we'd ask the court to eventually dismiss the charge instead of finding her guilty. So I guess we would ask to withhold the guilty finding at this time, okay, noting that she has made the plea.
All right, I'll note the plea, but I won't accept it and make a finding of guilty. I'll just let it hang there. We're going to let you go to some treatment for...
Can I say that those charges that y'all have are not from me? My sister-in-law's name is also Shelby Wallace.
Oh. Okay, well, forget everything I just said. But we do want her to go to...
But we don't need her here for the next hearing on the other charges.
It might just, yeah, right. It might confuse things if she is, if they're there.
Okay, so no reason to delay sentencing then?
No, I think that we can go ahead and do the sentencing.
All right, Ms. Wallace, tell me, what do you think about, they're saying there's a substance use issue here. Do you agree with that, disagree with it? What's your position?
I mean, I do have issues with alcohol, but I have been not drinking from the first until literally the 12th.
Well, that's not that long. Okay. So, sounds like we still need to address it. Have you ever had treatment for substance use issues before? How do you pay for medical services? Do you have a medical card? I didn't understand what you said.
I don't have insurance or anything.
Okay, so you just pay out of pocket?
Yeah.
Are you working?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm a CNA.
Okay, but you don't have health insurance through your work? Okay. You live, where's Township Road 1208? Well, I saw that. More specific, what is it? Big Branch? Okay. Do you have children? I'm thinking RRS because she's close. Okay, so I'm going to refer you to RRS. They're right here in Chesapeake. And I want you to go there, get assessed, get some treatment. And I'm going to make that a part of your order. Is there any other issues other than alcohol in our community? There's a whole lot of other stuff floating around.
She's not on drugs at all. She's never been on drugs.
Okay.
But he lives in the house with her father, and we're having a heck of a time getting him out.
Okay. Come up here, man. What's your name?
You want me to come up there?
Yeah. Talk to the prosecutor. Probably need to talk to the prosecutor.
I'm Mom. I'm Sarah Wallace.
What's your relationship to Shelby?
I'm the mother of her.
Her mother? Okay.
Yes. The boyfriend, Tylee, ever since she's been with him, she's been a totally different person. She no longer speaks to my mother. She's lost a lot of friends. She had a job at St. Mary's. She lost her job. She also, she's just, we used to be super close. We are no longer super close. Her attitude, totally different. She used to be super respectful. She is no longer. As you can see, she has the look of, you know, she's not the same person. She drinks on the daily. There's a lady that works at the liquor store told me that she needs to get away from the boyfriend and that she needs some major help. A liquor store lady told me that.
Okay. Mr. Hill, any?
Well, that all sounds like there needs to be a lot of improvement done, and I hope that Ms. Wallace is accepting what her mother is saying in the right spirit, because I'm sure she's doing this out of concern. Now, you also mentioned something about Mr. Burris being in the home and you can't get rid of him.
Her father has tried and tried and tried. He will not leave.
So he's living at this Township Road 1208?
Yes, it's Lamar subdivision out Big Branch. Yes.
Well, here's the problem that I have. Even though he's a defendant in another case, he's not a defendant in this case. I can order her to stay away from him, but I can't order him out of the house because he's not here before the court on this case. So does she have a place she can stay other than with him?
Her?
Yes.
As long as she's not on the alcohol, she can come to my house.
Okay.
That's not where he is.
Oh, no.
So we want to have her assessment, whether she needs residential or outpatient. I guess that would be.
Okay, well maybe we can we get that done today?
For outpatient, I can, not inpatient, but
You can't do inpatient, right?
You can do inpatient.
Okay.
She needs to also work on issues. There's something behind it. There has to be something behind the alcohol.
Well, there often is. Is there any prior mental health issues?
I don't know. I mean, she doesn't talk to me. Like,
Well, you don't know of any prior mental health. She hasn't been treated as far as you know for mental health issues. And she is working?
well, she was until this. I mean, she may have lost everything. This may be her rock bottom.
Okay. This residence at 1208, is that a rental property?
And it's her father's house.
Okay. And where's he?
here.
Right.
Oh, he's here, but he's the owner.
Yes.
Land contractor, yes.
Okay, you can put Mr. Burris out, because you're the owner of the property. You can have him evicted,
Right, which is.
but I can't because he's not here. He's a victim in this case, so, but you can file something to
He
have
said
him
he's
put out.
leaving today, so we'll see.
I'm sorry?
He said he's leaving today.
Okay,
He should go ahead and get the eviction papers though, shouldn't he?
yeah, it wouldn't hurt to do that. Okay, I'm going to order Ms. Wallace that, I'm not going to go ahead, well, I guess I will go ahead and send you.
The
I'm
lady
going
in
to
the
order
back
to stay
said-
away from Tylee Burris.
The lady in the back said that she could assess her.
Yeah, well, I've got several that were willing to do it here, so. Okay, so focus, you want to do an assessment. So I'm going to order you to stay away from Mr. Burris because he's filed for domestic violence against him, so you can't go around him. So if he's not, well, if you're an inpatient, they're going to evaluate you, that won't be a problem. But if you're not, if you're outpatient, then you have to stay away from him. You understand that? I think just as a matter of precaution, this is an uncounseled plea. I'm going to go ahead and appoint a lawyer for you. I think it's a good idea for her to have a lawyer. There's a lot going on in this case. So is Mr. Steyer over there in his office?
I'm here, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to appoint you, Mr. Steyer, to represent Ms. Wallace.
Would like to withdraw the guilty plea, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm still going to keep the same conditions on bond.
Yeah.
She's ordered to stay away from Mr. Burris, and I want her to have evaluated for treatment as a condition of bond, and we probably need to come back pretty quick on this one. I'll make it a 2,000 OR. Yes, and they're gonna do an assessment today, so we'll know before we leave today if she's going inpatient or outpatient.
I'm here next Friday.
20th,
Yes.
let's set it for then. So I'm gonna set another hearing, so there's so much going on here in this case. Let's set it quick for next Friday, the 20th, for a pre-trial at 10 o'clock. And then I'll recall her toward the end of the docket to see if she's being recommended for inpatient or outpatient. And just, if you want to talk with her, Mr. Steyer, here's the court's file.
Who is,
She's already left the courtroom.
oh, right, focus is who's gonna talk to
Yeah.
you? Okay.
There's the court.
Thank you. Let's not
State of Ohio versus Nathan Day, number CRA 2630.
Nathan Day, apparently is still in custody on their hearing. All right, Mr. Day, have you obtained a lawyer?
No, I got a lawyer for,
You got a lawyer for what?
over
Iron Municipal?
Yeah.
Did they appoint a lawyer for you?
no,
You hired a lawyer?
yeah. Well, I got laid off and, just got another job. And had a chance.
So how did you get a lawyer then?
Deadwater 21.
Okay, and who was that?
Will Taggart.
Okay, well, he's here, he's in the back.
I'm right here.
He's got a pending felony receiving stolen property here. And he had told me before he was gonna hire a lawyer, and that hasn't happened, so obviously, if Judge Waldo determined he was eligible, I'll make the same determination and appoint you to represent him on the matter here. It's a felony receiving. He was out on a signature bond. Are you have a holder from our municipal now, or?
That case completed in January. But I had him in our municipal from what I have written down.
Well, he was on a no work bond from here, so I don't know why he's back in custody. Okay, you got it. Okay, from our municipal?
What is it in ours municipal?
Was it domestic, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was there today, in the bridge file. It was testimony and stuff, I think is what it was.
Apparently he's got a domestic and common pleas now.
I mean, I guess I'm just trying to figure out why he's in jail today, because he got an OR bond from here, right?
Yeah, but he got apparently a new domestic that was filed in Iron Municipal, and they got bound over the grand jury.
Oh, okay.
Maybe even indicted from the grand jury.
I don't think there's, well, there has been a grand jury since the city, but probably not based on it being that late in the month. It probably would be something that would go to this upcoming grand jury, would be my guess.
If I'm not mistaken, it might be a little more $5.
Okay. So apparently he's got a bond out of Iron Municipal he couldn't make, that's why he's in custody. He was on an OR bond from this court.
Yeah, it was bound to the grand jury. That case has been bound to the grand jury. I'm seeing if I can figure out what the bond was.
He says 75,000.
But that doesn't sound unreasonable. I mean, I can't confirm or deny that. I'm just looking to see what's on here, it's not online.
You want to disnolly this to the grand jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, since that's the situation, the state's willing to nolly this to the grand jury. Any objection to that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Case here is nolly to the grand jury.
State of Ohio recalls Deborah Federal, case number CRA 25-328.
Mr. Smith's case.
So here, I want to know, because this is a new charge. Where's she in?
How do you wish to proceed?
Judge, I spoke with Mr. Hill. She has assessed for residential treatment in her hometown. They can take her today. I can explain why she didn't show up, but I have to approach the bench to do that because there was a lag if you need that information. I've relayed it to the prosecutor.
If she's agreeable to go on treatment,
Okay, perfect. Yes, Judge, she is. Do you have a bed today?
Yes, yep, we can get her today.
And state's on board with it too?
Yes, now this is an F3, so she's going to have to really excel, follow all the rules, and show some progress, because we always reserve the right to take the case to the grand jury.
Okay, so what that means is this court is where cases can start and ultimately go to the grand jury. What they're saying is if you do really well, they won't even take you to the grand jury. You'll stay here. I'm going to review your treatment. But if you mess up or don't, or especially if you leave, we have people do that, they're going to take you to the grand jury. If you're here in this court, there's no possibility you can go to prison. You cannot go to prison from this court. You get down to the other court in Ironton at the main courthouse, you can go to prison from that court. So if you mess up down there, they can send you to prison. So if you want to take that off the table, you can do it by staying here, and that means doing what you're supposed to do in treatment, when they tell you to do it, how they tell you to do it. You know, don't bark out orders to the staff or other folks. Just get good reports. And ultimately, you may even get your case dismissed. That'd be the best possible outcome. Your case is dismissed and you're clean. Get off heroin. Or if you're doing fentanyl now. I don't see too many heroin cases anymore. It's all fentanyl now. And that stuff, well, heroin's bad too. You can overdose very easily on heroin, but fentanyl's even worse. So, you understand? And you're going to do it, right?
Thank you for the chance, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll take advantage of it. Okay, so I'm going to give you a $2,000 signature bond. Were you released to hometown for inpatient treatment? Come back for your next hearing, and they're going to give me a report when you come back. Or if you really mess up, they call me before. I get calls like on the weekend. Deborah's really messing up. She's not doing what she's gotten in a fight with somebody. She's arguing with staff. And then I have just called the sheriff and said, go pick up Deborah or whoever, Joe Blow, take them to the jail because they're not doing what they're supposed to. So I don't want to see that happen, but that's what can happen. Okay, so I'd say 2 to 3 weeks. Can you got any time in February?
I have the 27th.
27th, good. And there's a time waiver till then, 2/27 for preliminary hearing at 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Hometown recovery, released only today.
State of Ohio recalls Caleb Ross here at the court. Case number CRB 2666 A and B. Caleb Ross.
Your Honor, if I may, I went and found the report from Mr. Major.
Okay, thank you.
The what?
Report.
What about it?
That's it, Mr. Major. The report.
Oh, okay. You have that report, Your Honor?
I did.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's pretty short. One sentence.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay. Look at it, so well, I don't think they did. Oh, yeah, there's one sentence here. Caleb Roth has left the program ASA.
Okay.
So, be a warrant issued for not appearing today and for leaving treatment.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, you want to start one when you're at it? So, I'm always going to give it.
State of Ohio versus Rachel Helmer. Case number CRB 24320. Mr. Steyer's case.
24th, 320. Okay, let's just wait till Mr. Steyer's not out here.
I'm right here.
Oh, he is?
Oh, okay, I didn't write.
Rachel Helmer. Pre-trial review. Yes. Thank you. So it looks like she's going to be, are you going to be looking for additional work or a different work, or how's that going to go? It says your hours were reduced.
Yeah, I'm looking for additional.
Okay. And you still have fines and costs and community service here to do too. So that has to be taken care of. Okay.
How much are we looking at this point on the community service and fines and costs, if I may, Your Honor?
Nothing's been done. 5 days community service, $400 total on fines and
Okay.
costs.
So,
Continue to monitor.
yeah, we can come back on this one. What sort of a time frame are you looking at, Your Honor?
At least a month.
Does Monday or Friday matter to you?
Friday don't.
Fridays are better. Okay, I'm here the 6th and the 27th in March, but the other 2 Fridays I have jury trials.
March 27th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Cody B. Case number TRC 253047 A, B, C, and D. TRD 251553. TRD 251873 A and B. TRC 23152. TRD 222101 A and B.
Cody Mead.
Cody B. Cody B.
I think the speaker outside might not be on, Your Honor.
Well, they need to go tell them to be in the.
Recognize him back.
The speaker's in here, work.
Let's switch back here.
Okay. Let's get a report. What are we doing? We've got an OBI. This looks like one that should be, we need a declaration of we're fighting this to the end on legal issues, or there's going to be a plea. I don't see what that's.
We haven't really figured out how to handle this one. He's undertaking some treatment. This is charged as a third offense with a refusal. Apparently, I wasn't on the others, but the other offenses that make this a third offense are fairly recent and happened here, I believe, the 22 and the 23. I don't know if there's anything, you know, he is working for treatment. I think this might be one that we might, I mean, just to put him to a third offense refusal is obviously going to result in pretty substantial jail time. I don't know if this is something where the state, if we were to plead him, would be willing to hold off on sentencing and let him sort of see if he can sort of show some progress with treatment that might result in some consideration on sentencing.
Your Honor, if I may, I reached out to Recovery Ranch, and I plan on going there today.
Is that an inpatient situation?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's inpatient. If I could request this, I would like to be court-ordered 6 months until we can figure out a solution.
Where's Recovery Ranch?
I'm not familiar with that name.
It's here in Chesapeake.
It's just one I don't know yet.
No, I don't know anything about it either, so.
If you honor, if I may, since the 2023 and the 2024 cases, since that, I've been doing OVP for the last 2 years weekly to try to get it on top of this. With the OVI and with the third offense coming up to this, the refusal, I was going to the car to get a lighter, and whenever I went to the car, an officer had pulled up to my driveway, and I got out of the vehicle, and he stated that there was a hit and run that I had no knowledge of. And then he asked me for the field sobriety test. So that's
I don't know that we need to be getting into these.
Yeah.
If there's not going to be.
Again, as I was saying, I think treatment is definitely something we need to be looking at here. I don't know, again, if the state's willing to comment on the possibility of giving some consideration on the basis of a plea or treatment, but maybe something I need to explore a little further. I'm going to maybe ask for one more pretrial at this point and come back and speak to the state.
Ms. Shield?
So Mr. Meade did have 2 OVIs previously that were pending at the same time, and he pled guilty to those, and he was ordered to go to treatment, and he was at OVP. And this is, the last note I had was from September the 2nd, 2025, in which he did not appear. It was a bench warrant issued. I don't know what happened between then and when he got this new charge.
But it looks like he's come to all these. He had his first hearing on arraignment in December, and then a pretrial January 9th and today. So it looks like he's been to his pretrial.
Yeah, December 19th was the arraignment on this. So whatever happened prior to that was before I came on the case, so I don't really know for sure.
But I don't know what the disposition, the final disposition was on those previous 2 OVIs, whether he's been sentenced completely and the cases were over.
It looks to me like he was sentenced. There is a judgment entry in the law.
I believe they're all set for
So he still is on probation from those.
Yeah.
And the idea of him going to treatment someplace sounds good to me. And, you know, if he has some basis to want to contest the case, obviously, then they can do that, make their challenges to the case. But in the meantime, we'd like to see in treatment, if on the old cases, if for no other reason, because they're still before the court, and he's mentioned that he would go to treatment. So, and then we just see what happens on this current case.
Okay, I'm not familiar with Recovery Ranch, though, so I don't know anything about that.
Do they have anybody here?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may,
Good.
I got a year's sobriety.
Speak to me.
I got a year's sobriety.
Talk to your lawyer.
I got a year's sobriety, and they gave me a chance to go out and give a lead. It's a good foundation.
Okay, well, you're not court ordered to go anywhere at this point, I don't get. Is he still court ordered to OVP, though? I'm actually not clear on that. I was going to say he's not court ordered to anything at this point, but I'm not sure if he's court ordered to OVP or not.
Well, the judgment entry makes it look like at that point, he had finished treatment because there was no driver intervention program. This is back in February 2023. Because apparently we followed him for quite a while he did treatment. But then now he's got this. And let's see the other case, make sure it's the same. and then he was at ODP. He also went to Shawnee in Portsmouth before that. And that was inpatient, it looks like.
Well, for the moment, I'd like to talk to Mr. Hield a little bit more about this matter, see if we can't come to some sort of an arrangement before we do anything further. And I'd like to come back again. I'm here the next several Fridays. I have some stuff on Mondays coming up trial-wise. So Fridays, like I'm here the 20th, the 27th, and the 6th. So if one of those days would work, past that, I'm here the 2nd, the 9th, 23rd, and 27th of March. Like I said, I have a fair number of jury trials scheduled at the moment.
Okay, well, he's not under a current order for treatment, but here's what I would say. I mean, I don't know anything about Recovery Ranch. He can go there if he wants, but I wouldn't call it a trusted provider because they have not presented their credentials to the court and asked to be considered a trusted provider.
Would there be a time frame for them to do that, Your Honor? I don't know if you have like a monthly meeting or anything of that nature?
No.
Okay, just something they need to make arrangements.
They need to do that. They need to be here. If they're going to work with the court, they need to be here on a regular basis. To have some place in Chesapeake that I'm not aware of, and I see hundreds of people in treatment every year, and I'm not aware of them, that says something. So I'm skeptical. We'll say that. I'm skeptical. So you got some proof to bring before the court. So, Mr. Meade, that may not be the best place to go. There's plenty of other places that are here on a regular basis, and I would consider trusted providers. So maybe you should go to one of those. When do you want to come back?
Can we do the 6th, Your Honor? 6th of March.
All right, March the 6th will be the next hearing at defendant's request.
And, well, he's not here, but I'll sign his little form later. Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Ethan Anderson, who's back in holding. Case number CRA 24706.
Do you have a copy?
I have not seen it, Your Honor.
Well, pretty bad.
I will explain it to him. And Your Honor, if I may, please, I spoke to Mr. Kincaid from Ironton Municipal Court, who advised that he, I
working in this myself.
I understand.
Just let your lawyer speak for you, sir.
That he completed his probation he successfully completed probation in Ironton on the 26th of December of 2025, so just a month or so, a month and a half ago. He had pulled paid his fines and done some community service and all of that, but he called the other day, and I don't know exactly what day this was, but it was in the last 4 to 5 days. He called Mr. Kincaid and advised at that time that he had his baby. Well, he first had his baby. His partner had delivered his baby at King's Doctor Medical Center over in Kentucky, and the stress of that caused him to relapse. He was found by some employee of the hospital in a bathroom in the hospital, unconscious. They revived him and basically said, you're going to have to at least go to our crisis unit and detox. He did that. I guess sometime after that, they released him and he ended up getting arrested on the warrant here. He missed a hearing here on the 12th of January. And that would be where the warrant came from.
This is from today, right?
And so, yeah, So I think it's possible that what he has in his system now is remaining from that relapse.
A month ago?
No, not a month ago, 3 or 4 days ago.
Oh, I thought you said it was in January.
No, January was the day he missed school. The day he relapsed was like 3 or 4 days ago.
So he's got 3 or 4 days in, so we got a bunch. I mean,
Yeah.
he blew up the test. He blew it up.
He does take certain medications that would
The hospital gave me info.
that would trigger some of those anyway, and he may have gotten some medication from there are certain things there that are not listed. I mean, I'm not gonna argue that everything there is, I don't think it's quite as bad as it looks, but I don't think it's as good either, is what I would say.
Well, how did he wind up getting back in custody?
Where were you arrested?
I was at my grandmother's house, and we was working on getting into a treatment facility, but none of them could take me just off with them. So my grandma called, I didn't run from it, so I got picked up at my grandma's house in the front yard.
So she called complaining about you and the police came out?
Well, she didn't call complaining about me, she just wanted me to go to rehab, and that's the only way that we knew how to get me taken care of.
Well, in my experience, I don't think the sheriff comes out just because somebody calls and says, my grandson wants to go to treatment.
He doesn't have a warrant.
Probably called and said, yeah, he's here bugging me, he's threatening me, whatever, and then they come out and arrest you. He probably needs to go to detox with what I'm seeing. Mr. Turbin, you want to talk to Mr. Anderson?
Yeah, sure.
And make sure Mr. Turbin sees this. So in any event, he's either going to be in jail or detox. I'm going to set a new bond of $10,000 cash surety. Is Grandma here today? No? Okay. If she's watching on YouTube, Grandma, do not post his bond. He needs some consequences. This could be a turning point, but not if you bond him out of jail and let him keep doing what he's been doing. Don't enable. Okay, let's set it for another hearing. Pretty quick.
I'm here next Friday, Your Honor.
We'll set it for next Friday, which is the 20th.
I would ask that if Mr. Tarver is able to take him to detox, that the bond be reconsidered.
Oh, yeah, I'll give him an OR bond then.
Right. Yes, put that on there.
But maybe, I don't know. I'll have to think about whether it's with the monitor or not. May have to get a monitor. This is for your own good. I mean,
I'm grateful.
Okay.
I just had to keep 3 days ago. I'm grateful.
Yeah, and the best thing you can do for that kid that just entered this world is to get clean and be a father.
God's hand.
You got a chance to do it. But man, you got to do it. You got to want to do it, and you got to make that the #1 priority.
You're correct.
Okay, so let's do that. Let's make it #1 priority. You getting clean.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Marcus Frazier.
All right, friends, that's a good place to call it for today. Programming note for Monday, it is technically President's Day, but if I recall from last year, there was a decent amount of courts still running. So I'm going to do a live show, and if nothing else, I've got a whole backlog of old parole board hearings that we can watch. So maybe we flip through those and some first appearance courts, or maybe there's some good courts, or I don't know. But we're going to put together something. So we will be here for that. Normal time, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, half an hour early for channel members. If all goes according to plan, I should have some best ofs for you this weekend as well. But I do have to make them yet, so just got to have things not get in my way today. I had fun today. It was good hanging out with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to thank everybody for their generosity. The generosity of your time, just tuning in and spending time with me this morning. The generosity, obviously, of your money with the super chats and the gifted memberships and all of that. We got to make some new friends today, which was great. We got to see Kaz again. Kaz, thank you again for hanging out with us. I know you've been so busy in the mornings, and it was nice to see you again. And I hope you'll be able to join us again soon. So thank you so much. But again, we'll see you all Monday. Except for sidebar panelists, I'll see you in a few minutes backstage. But the rest of you, see you on Monday. Take care. God bless.